All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Speed Racing Network, where we present week number 3 of the Cup Series. And we are here at Darlington Raceway for the Too Tough to Tame 200, 145 laps tonight, no fast repairs. My name is Sean Griffith. I am here with Byron McDonald. Byron, how's it going this evening?
Oh, it's going great, man. It's going to be an exciting race tonight. You said Too Tough to Tame. It is everything that the name and it lives up to it, man. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see these guys get out there tonight.
You know, the past few races that we've been here, the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, the Lady in Black, as this track is known to be called, was not a very happy camper, and she took it out on all the drivers. We'll see if maybe she's a little bit happier tonight.
Oh, yeah, it was a rough one, man, for the first two series. So these guys are a little bit more experienced on the sim, and we got a couple independents tonight as well. So it's going to be some good racing tonight, I believe, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few guys that we haven't seen up front maybe get up front tonight. It's just one of those tracks that you just never know until you get in there. And just like the first two races that we've had here, it may become a battle of attrition. It might just become, hey, who still has a car left hanging at the end of this thing?
Oh, yeah, the no fast repairs is going to be huge. And we were just talking before the broadcast. You know, I said last night or the other night that there's nowhere safe on this track, man. You can be in the lead. You can be in the middle of the pack. You can be in the back of the pack. There's nowhere safe on this track because once you get in the lap traffic, there's no room on this track to maneuver and work your way up. So patience is going to be key, and guys we're going to have to see who can be patient and keep their car clean.
Well, on top of it being a difficult track, it is also Throwback week this week. So we had all the drivers that wanted to do it go out and put together some paints for some old-timey vehicles that we've seen in NASCAR. And we had a little contest, and so the winner of this contest gets a free entry into the Cup Series for a later week, that sort of thing. And let's go ahead and introduce who that winner is right now. Brandon Superman Brand Browning in his Superman Jimmy Johnson 48 car.
Yeah, man, this was one of my favorites whenever I saw the throwbacks. Absolute fun, man. I remember this car. I believe he ran it at Charlotte. I'm not guaranteeing that, but that's what I believe it was. But I love this car either way.
And he won in this car, if I remember correctly, as well. So maybe a little bit of luck on Brandon's side tonight.
Oh, yeah, man. I was always one of those comic book characters or the Looney Tune cars that we saw earlier this week as well from Aaron Gerwitz. Those are kind of my favorite kind of cars. So shouts out to him and great scheme for sure.
Definitely. Now, the other deal with this is that if he actually wins the race tonight, then Silverback Tax Solutions will give him 3 more race entries as well. So now this puts a little bit more pressure on Brandon. And Brandon's a great driver, so don't put it past him to win this thing.
Oh, yeah. Knowing that's on the line, he's definitely, not only just because it's a great-looking paint scheme, but he wants to keep his car clean. And who knows, if he's there around the end with the clean car, he may have the cleanest car in the field and be able to get to the front.
Definitely. Now, this league, we don't have any fast repairs. We do have fixed setups. This is basically, you bring what you got in the car, and then you just get out there and may the best driver win. No fast repairs. So if you get any damage, then that's definitely going to hurt your car, and there's nothing you can do about it except for sit in the pits for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah. And if anywhere on the schedule that we go to this year, this is the one track that no fast repair is going to be so crucial because as we saw in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series where they have fast repairs, you get in that early wreck, you're able to get your car fixed and get right back out there and maybe be a little bit more patient. Here, you have to be patient from the start. One bump on your quarter panel to, just trying to get into the corner entry with somebody underneath you can cause a whole wreck and take out probably half the field with how narrow this track is. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys take care of their cars tonight.
Yeah, in the Truck Series, we had 11 cautions, and I believe it was 85 laps. And then in the Xfinity Series, we had 13 cautions and 115 laps. And then now here we are here. Now, of course, in trucks, you've got 2 fast repairs. In Xfinity, you've got 1 fast repair. But now with no fast repairs, I'm wondering if we're going to have any cars on the track at the end at all.
Yeah, and I know these guys are worried about, the caution fest that we had the previous 2 series had. But I think the no fast repairs will cut that down a little bit and maybe see 1 or 2 wrecks early, guys getting comfortable with the track, the guys that aren't comfortable with the track right now. So we'll get those guys kind of, settled in. And I believe we're going to have some good green flag racing tonight, man. I think they'll keep it clean.
Well, everybody paid $15 to get into this race, just like they do every single week. We do give out weekly prizes as well as a season-long prize, and you can see that season payout for first place is $1,000. So there's definitely reason to mind your P's and Q's tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The weekly payouts that we get here, if you're able to get in that top 7, is going to be crucial. You can essentially pay for the rest of your season if you're able to get that win there tonight and just build on the rest of the season. So looking forward to it. These guys just adds a little bit of incentive every week.
Well, speaking of those payouts, so for first place, you're going to get $75. Second place, you're going to get $45. Third place, you'll get $30. Fourth place, you'll get $20. And then fifth through seventh will each get their money back. And so basically all you have to do is make the top 7 out of, right now we've got 34 on the track. So, you're not at bad odds, really.
Oh yeah, and funny thing for me this week, actually, I was riding in second place with 2 laps to go, sizable gap, and I just overdrove the corner and hit the wall and ended up in 5th. So I went from second place money back to 5th. Man, it was crushing, not only for points but the money as well. So yeah, these guys got to be careful all race, and if you're in that secured spot, man, definitely gonna be gunning for these top 7 spots.
Well, speaking of those points, they all go towards that season-long prize. So in this series, we have 13 regular season weeks, and then we cut it to the top 15 drivers in the playoffs. And so once you get into the playoffs, that's when the top prizes start coming into view. And with the Griffith CPA firm season payouts here, so first place gets $1,000, second gets $600, third gets $350, fourth gets $225, fifth gets $150, and don't ever forget that all-important team championship, which is $300.
Absolutely. These guys are all racing for that big money, $1,000 payouts. There's not many leagues that's going to throw down $1,000 payout for the champion, man. And not only that, but the top 5 getting paid out who make it to that championship race. So those guys are going to be gunning for that. And, as well as that team championship, your individual success doesn't always breed team championships. So it's going to be interesting to see how those teams also play out with that top 5 as well.
Most leagues, they say, hey, we'll give you $1,000 first place if such and such amount of people enter each week and all that stuff. Basically, what our league says is we're giving $1,000 out whether anybody shows up or not. So you might as well show up and come and get it.
Oh, absolutely. And these guys are going to show up week in and week out. And that's the good thing about our weekly payouts as well, is we don't have that fall off whenever playoffs come. So these guys are going to be gunning for this money all season, and as well as that team championship of $300.
Well, there's another prize out there. It's the Butt Kicker Clean Driver Award, and that's going to be put to the test here tonight at Darlington. But you get a free butt kicker at the end of the season if you're the cleanest driver in the league. And hey, if you need a butt kicker anyway, and those of you that don't know what the heck I'm talking about, a butt kicker attaches to your seat on your sim rig and basically makes you feel like you're in the car due to sound and vibrations and that sort of thing. So it actually helps you feel the car underneath you.
Oh yeah, and you took the words right out of my mouth, man. Tonight is going to be crucial. Holding on to that 0x and iRacing is very crucial, and tonight's going to be tested. But if these guys that have the butt kickers on their rig tonight, they're going to be having an advantage for sure, because they're going to be feeling every inch of this track.
Yep. Now let's talk about those point standings that we've got going on right now. And of course, Timothy Latham winning the first 2 races, he's pretty much out in front by a little bit of a margin.
Oh yeah, and I think we're going to see his lead maybe tested today, man. We both going to make our picks here before the start of this race, and we both have talked before race, and neither one of us picked Latham, so maybe a chip on his shoulder tonight if he's listening.
Oh, that he's listening out there, and I don't think he cares whether or not we pick him, but he likes proving people wrong anyway. And so be on the lookout for him, honestly. But some of these guys that are up here at the top of this list, I mean, are going to be really gunning for that team, that individual championship. So I see Adam Pettit from Rev Racing up there, the captain of Rev Racing. I see Austin Reedy, who's a phenomenal driver. Dean Brummett, who's been super consistent. Just so many. Mitch Rollo, who basically just hasn't broken through yet, but he's up there in second in points. So tonight might be his night. There's so many great drivers on this top 15.
Absolutely. You said the word after you said Dean Brummett was consistency for these 15 drivers here. That's what it's been the first 2 weeks. And that's going to be put to the test tonight, because this is one of those tracks that you have to put consistent laps in. So some of these guys may be here next week in this 15. Some of these guys may be looking on the outside. Just depends on how the race goes tonight.
Speaking of the outside, we got a lot of people on the outside looking in here, but man, tons of people within the just 10 points of the leader. So looks like 11 different drivers are within 10 points of making into that cut line. And so starting off, I mean, look at Damian Leininger, and I'm sorry, Damien, if I butcher your name. I just learned how to say it today. But he's only 1 point outside the cut, and he's been really great in the last couple of weeks. Oscar Jensen, Kyle Speeds, Brandon Browning, all from the Filthy Five, all of them right there within that 5 point margin of the cut line. So be on the lookout for them. But flip to the other side. Look at you got Jake Rowell, who is just an incredible driver for Royal Smith Racing, and he's back there in 36, so he's looking to make a move tonight.
Absolutely. You got names here that, early in the preseason that we thought, would be those guys that were on that above that cut line. So week 2, we said last week, it's only week 1 that it's not that such urgent. But tonight's one of those tracks that you can capitalize on some of these guys that's been running up front that may not like Darlington as much, and you can over here and capitalize on those points and gain some points tonight. So tonight's a big points night for some of these guys below the cut line.
Definitely. It's going to be a small points night for some of those people that are above the cut line, too. And so I think that's going to be a real game changer today, especially heading into next week, which is a road course, which you're either really good or you're really bad at it. So, but hey, if you need to get better, then you need to get a coach. And one of the best coaches out there is Kane Cook, and he drives on the highest level of iRacing there in the Coca-Cola Series. He's driving for $330,000 this season in the Coca-Cola Series. We're talking about $1,000 down here, and we're thinking it's big stuff. He's driving for $330,000.
Oh yeah, man, that's just an awesome opportunity, man. And his coaching is going to help us get to that level as well. So, if you're able to, get him booked, go on speedracingnetwork.com to book your session. There'll be a link there for him, and great coaching, man. He knows what he's doing, and he's just so tedious. It's the little things that he coaches that you wouldn't notice, and a lot of the things that we pick up from that. It's just amazing.
There are definitely tricks and secrets to every single track on iRacing, and he knows every single one of them. So definitely look him up. Go to speedracingnetwork.com, book your time with Kane Cook, and get that going. And some of these teams, taking a look at the Filthy Five Motorsports here, who leads in the team standings. And then as we get into the Tropical Smoothie Cafe team championship standings here, and that's brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe, eat better, feel better. So Filthy Five Motorsports, of course, up front with those 2 wins. But Rev Racing not too far behind. They gained a couple spots last week.
Oh yeah, and after that first week, the Rev Racing guys weren't doing so well, but had a consistent week last week, and was able to get some guys in the top 20. So moved up a little bit, 2 spots, and you see Royal Smith Racing. We talked about Jake Rowell in the individual standings. His performance last night hurt his team, dropping them 3 spots to 5th.
Well, let's take a look at each of these teams here from team introductions. Again, brought to you by Tropical Smoothie, eat better, feel better. And we'll start off with the Filthy Five, and they're rated F, just plain filthy, because they just get out there and they get it done, especially Timothy Latham, kind of their leader right now out there on the track. But you got Brandon Brown, you got Timothy Latham, you have Bobby Brill, you have Kyle Speeds, and you have Oscar Jensen. And you know what? We're missing a winner sticker for Timothy Latham because he does have 2 of them, so we'll get that fixed next week. But what a great team we got here.
Oh, absolutely great team here. And Bobby Brill's last year's champion, struggling a little bit to start the season. We'll see if he's able to conquer Darlington tonight and get out front. But Latham's leading the way for the Filthy Five, and hoping the rest of his team catches up the way he's performed. And I think they'll get on track for sure.
Well, Rev Racing is trying to get hot on their tail. They have gained 2 spots in the team standings in the past week, and they're looking to gain more here tonight. And so we'll start off with Damian Leininger. Leininger, there you go. I told you I'd mess it up.
Yeah, Danny Dow there in the 21, Alan Dobbs in the 22, Adam Pettit pilot in the 57, and Brandon Key in the 75. This team's consistent, and look for these guys to try to take advantage tonight with the, Latham actually leading the group there for Filthy Five, but not everybody else really being consistent in that group. So they got to take advantage now when these guys are kind of off their game a little bit.
Yeah, this one's going to put put the whole phrase to the test that consistency is better than speed. And so we're going to figure that out tonight because being fast here at Darlington just really isn't the best way to get around this track.
Oh no, absolutely. It's going to be that car that can consistently run laps and put down laps over a long run, whether that's short run, long run, just being consistent and hitting your marks.
Next up, we got Bronco Motorsports, and Bronco they came into this week, I believe, third, and they left last week third as well. So they do have Jay Gimbel and Chris Massey, Austin Reedy, Brad Herman, Tristan Bailey. So these guys have driven together for a little while now, and they kind of know what it takes to get up there towards the front.
Absolutely. I think one of these two guys are going to be the guys that's going to be competing up front tonight. Chris Massey and Austin Reedy. Look for those guys. They've been consistent the first 2 weeks, and I think this kind of leans towards their kind of driving style here at Darlington. So watch out for those guys.
Next up, we got Team SRN. Now, Team SRN went out and they got James Holzer last week, and so we thought that James Holzer was an independent. Actually, he had already joined Team SRN, and so he is an incredible driver. He was a season champion for one of the other leagues that we broadcasted, but he's going to join Scott Kalal and Ira Kohlhaas and then Chad Wampler and Ted Rekich, and so really you got all 5 drivers that really could be top 10.
Absolutely. This bolstered their lineup here. And these guys are going to look to move up to the standings this week because James Holton's a great driver. Chad Walper and Ted Rekich also very consistent. So look for those guys to be up front tonight as well.
Now, Raola Smith Racing, they actually fell down in the standings this week, but don't worry too much about that because long term, they've got one of the most consistent drivers on their team, which is Dean Brummett. And then Jake Rowell and Scott Healy are going to get their great weeks. Jacob Smith loves the road courses, which is coming next week. And Shane Good, he's kind of brand new. I don't really know too much about Shane, but he kind of did a good job last week. So don't be too worried about where they're at in the standings right now. I have a feeling they'll move up.
Oh, yeah. If they're following any lead from Jake Rowell, he's going to pick this up as well as Jacob Smith next week at the road course. So Dean Brummer's just got to continue to do what he's doing. Scott Healy as well as have a consistent run. So these guys will fall in line as well and be competing for that team championship.
Next up, we got R&D Motorsports, the team from Tennessee, and they're kind of down the list right now. But again, this is another team that their consistency is more than their speed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just been caught up in a couple of wrecks the last 2 weeks, a couple of their guys. So hopefully they're able to stay out of the yuck tonight and get out front and do what they usually do.
Next up, H2K Motorsports. Now, they dropped this week because they had some guys missing last week, so they weren't able to get the points that they wanted to. But Greg Wellen, a great driver out there. Joseph DuPont, he's good when he's actually on the track. Billy Kruska showed us some stuff last week as well. So they do have a team going here. It's just they have not quite caught their stride yet.
Yeah, hopefully these guys get out tonight and can kind of show their strength and show what they've been missing these first 2 weeks. So Greg Wellen, great driver, and Joseph DuPont as well, solid as well. So I expect them to be out battling for that contention tonight.
And finally, we have R2D2 Motorsports, and they only have 2 guys on the team. But, man, those 2 guys are incredible. I mean, so Aaron Davidson was up towards the front basically all week last week. Brandon Massey, he was kind of mid to front of the pack last week as well. So 2 really great drivers. And if you're a driver out there between the I ratings of 2,000 and 4,000, I'm sure these guys would love to compete in that team championship.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, they only have 2 right now, but these guys individually are competing well. So looking to add some guys to their roster, and if they can, don't be shocked that they're up there as well.
And then we've got the independent drivers. So a couple of these guys just haven't hooked up with the team just yet or don't want to. And then you have number 19, Jovi Sagiped, and he races down in the Xfinity League, decided to jump up, and he actually had a really good race this past week.
Oh, yeah, I battled against him in an Xfinity race, and he's one of those guys that just loves the race, and he's a driver, man. He's a wheel man. So I expect him to be up there tonight because he's fast regardless of what you put him in. So Brian O'Shell as well, great. Brian Underwood and David Fuge last week showed that he has some speed as well. So these guys may not have a team, but they're also quick.
No, I mean everybody out here on the track is quick, and sometimes that's what causes the most incidents. People they all think that they have to win, and so when you have 35 drivers that are all out there and thinking that they can win the race, then you're going to have 34 really upset drivers at the end.
Oh yeah, and like tonight we said, patience is going to be the key of the day, and whoever shows up tonight is going to come out on top.
Well, once again, for those that didn't see this when we first came on the air, so the throwback paint contest winner was Brandon Superman Brand Browning, and we will show you his car out there on the track here a little while. So during some of the cautions, we'll go and we'll check in on some of these really fun throwback paints. So we have a lot of really phenomenal ones out there, but Brandon Browning won that vote, and so he is going to win the free week of. The free 1 week entry fee. And then, of course, if he wins tonight's race, then Silverback Tax Solutions is going to give him 3 more free weeks on top of that. So a lot of pressure on Brandon Browning tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And if he can keep his car clean, through a majority of this race, he can get out front and see what he can do.
All right, well, they are out there gridding up right now, so let's go through this top 12. So Greg Welland from H2K Motorsports takes the pole. David Duke from R&D Motorsports in second. Damian Leininger, I got it right that time, see? I'm getting better. Rev Racing up in third, and then Jake Rowell from Rowell Smith Racing trying to put his bad season behind him up in fourth.
There in fifth, Scott Healy for Roel Smith Racing as well with his teammate right in front of him. In sixth place, Timothy Latham for Filthy Five Motorsports, our previous 2-week winner. Mitch Rollo there rolling off in seventh at R&D Motorsports, and Austin Reedy in eighth for Bronco Motorsports.
Then you got Ted Wreckage from Team SRN in ninth. You got Brandon Key from Rev Racing in 10th. Brad Herman from Bronco Motorsports up in 11th. And then Dave Fuse Jr., an independent, up there in 12th. So let's get out there on the track and see if we can find out how everybody's looking.
Yeah, one thing I want to note here is, Jake Rowell qualifying out front, hasn't been out front majority of these races. It's going to be interesting to see how he settles in here in fourth place, and if he's going to work his way to the front and try to lead this thing, or if he's going to settle in and just ride for a little bit.
No, if I know Jake Rowell, he is not one to settle at all. He wants to be out front. He wants to stay out front and just stay away from all the garbage behind him. And so sometimes that's a good strategy, but getting up front here is going to be the hardest part.
Oh, absolutely. And Darlington's one of the hardest tracks our fans will see tonight. These guys are going to have to be patient, set their passes up. And if you're underneath somebody going in the corner, you got to be careful not to slide up going into these corners.
And I think we are about to get started here. I believe we've got 33 that are on the track. Yep, we got 33 on the track right now. Looks like a couple of people missed the grid up there, so we might have to pick them up in a couple of laps here.
Yeah, not surprised there. That's one of those strategies that, hey, they're playing the long game here, hoping to come out. May go a lap down here coming out of the pits, but they're expecting to get that lap back during the caution, so they're probably just dropping to the back and just wanted that pit stall selection.
All right, well, Greg Welland has that pole position, and on his outside, David Duke, who a lot of people don't know this, he actually was a crew chief and an official in the old Busch series. And so we actually, great things out in the Discord, we saw a picture of him back in the day when he was an official, and he didn't have any facial hair at all. And so it was just kind of a weird thing to see him that way.
Oh, yeah, man, that's awesome. And, that's just, the knowledge that he's going to have and be able to apply to, racing. So I bet some of that pays off here in his races that he joins.
All right, well, the pace car dives off. Greg Welland has the start, and he takes off. And it's going to be a good idea for him to get outside as quickly as possible, and he does.
Absolutely great job clearing that second-place car there and able to get his line and go in the corners. These guys are going side by side. And you're going to see these guys kind of drop back and kind of just take it easy here going into 1 and 2.
Yep, Damian Leininger up in second, already making that pass from third place up into second. Then Jake Rowell, just like we were talking about, not holding back. He's up there in third already.
Oh, yeah, slick Bill Elliott scheme right there. I love it with the Chase Elliott 9, man. That's a great paint scheme. Too bad he didn't enter that into the contest, because, man, I definitely would have voted for him on that one.
That could have gotten some votes. Oh,
yeah, it's easy to see him settling in third, man. And that's the thing. These guys got to get lined out. And, as we got a car loose off the corner back there, able to save it.
That was Tristan Bailey, and he's okay, though.
Yeah, it's going to be key here to keep this car. There you go. Good. Kept it clear there of traffic and just kind of blended back in, but luckily enough to save it and not hit any walls there.
Up front, Greg Wellen, almost a 1 second lead already, and so as long as he's not burning up his tires right now, that's great. Get as much of a lead as you possibly can, but don't expect this thing to go completely green.
Oh, no, and he's just getting that lead and kind of seeing what he has right now and just settling in. Even in the lead, you got to be patient because you can easily get to the outside there. As you see, Damian Leininger.
See, I got you that time.
Leininger get there loose off the corner. So, there, like I said, there's nowhere safe here, and you got to be hitting your marks every single corner, and it's a tough track.
Yeah, right now Wellen has a 1.3 second lead on Leininger, and then Rowell right on Leininger's tail here.
Oh yeah, Jake Rowell's just stalking him right now, kind of setting up his pass. Being patient, and that's what you got to see from him after the first 2 weeks that he's had. So good to see him being patient here and not really forcing the issue, just riding there behind Damian Leininger and kind of setting up his pass.
Good to see everybody being patient out here. I know in the truck series we had about 12 green. Oh, and we got somebody in the wall the second I say that. But yeah, we had 12 green flag laps, and then after that it was just caution after caution. So let's see if these guys can do a little bit better than that.
Yeah, and a lot of it, people say it's patience, but a lot of the problem as well is, you're lining up behind this car and you can't see ahead of you. But you got to judge knowing that he's going to make that corner or not. And that's where a lot of people get in trouble is when you're tucked up like Jake Rowell is right now, and if Damian Leininger was to overdrive the corner and get into that wall, he has nowhere to go, and that's where it goes. As Brandon Key goes into the wall hard, that's going to bring out the caution. I don't know if he got a little help there, but he smacked that wall hard, and hopefully his car is okay. But that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can see some damage there, and we'll go back and we'll get our very first wreck replay. And you'll see that he's just kind of running in line with the 84 Austin Reedy, and then right behind him, the 85 of Brad Herman. And no, he just gets into the wall, and Brad Herman may have gotten into the back of him just a little bit there, but he just got into the wall himself is what it looks like.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You're riding in line, you're not trying to make a pass, just being comfortable. And here he just takes the corner a little bit too high and gets in that wall. And again, had nowhere to go behind him, gets turned a little bit, and turns a bad situation to worse.
So yeah, he may have some damage there, but so does Brad Herman possibly as well. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, just unfortunate there for Brandon Key, a guy that's above our cut line. So again, can a guy like Jake Rowell or these guys below the cut line take advantage of guys like Brandon Key, who's having, now a bad night and going to be trying to recover from this?
Yeah, up front, Jake Rowell, Timothy Latham, Brad Herman, and Justin Boyles chose not to pit, and so they are going to assume the top 4 positions.
Great call, and just to me, just driving in this race, and the trucks and the Xfinity, to me, track position was so much more key than tires. So great call here from Latham, trying to get up a little bit further, and he's going to be restarting second here.
Well, let's see if we can see some of these cars out here, and let's start off. I think we're going to start off here with the winner of our vote, and that is Brandon Browning in that Superman number 48 car, and this is the actual car, and you can see Jimmy Johnson in that 48 as well.
Oh yeah, that's back when Jimmy Johnson was one of his dominant days, man, and great tribute there to a great driver, and hopefully, he's sitting in 13th. He's hitting in 33rd right now, so hopefully he can move up to the field and we can see this thing out front.
Yeah, I think he missed the start of the race, and so he's actually 2 laps down right now. But somebody that's not 2 laps down, Timothy Latham, and you can see his throwback here, the old Levi Garrett card by Jeff Bodine.
Oh, yeah, this was my favorite one. Just the attention to detail there with the Silverback tax solution replacing the Levi Garrett, man. It's just an awesome paint scheme. Hats off to him. Know that I would have voted for this one here for sure.
Definitely. So we'll get a few more of these things as we go on throughout the night, but we'll jump back out there on the track and see where everybody shakes out here. I will say it looks like Brian O'Shell has already taken it behind the wall, so it looked like he missed the start. He came out for almost a lap and then went right back in. So I do not see him in the server anymore. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, likely probably had some connection issues maybe, and this is not the track to have those if you're blinking or anything too bad. So likely the situation there for him, and unfortunate.
So while we're still going around here under yellow, out in the chat, it says Sean replay from the 25, and now this is this is Dean Brummett who is typing this, and he's in the race also. So Dean, don't text and drive, brother, but let's see if we can go back possibly and see exactly what he's talking about here. And you can see Dean Brummett right in front, and then, yep, car's coming back up. Oh, he sneaks right by.
You didn't even see him lift there the whole time. You're thinking, go, 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 and he got through there, man. Great job by Dean Brummett staying calm and collective there.
Yeah, well, again, Dean Brummett, one of the safest and most consistent drivers out there on the track, and he's just one of those that just avoids those wrecks, and then he's there at the end.
Love the Danica scheme. Let's see if he can do something that she was never able to do. That's actually my pick tonight is Dean Brummett. So hope to see that GoDaddy car there in victory lane tonight.
You know, Mitch Rollo has been close for a long time. He's been closer every single week, and so I think tonight he breaks through and gets his win. So we will find out here at about 135 laps, but the pace car is going to dive off, and Jake Rowell gets the restart with Timothy Latham on his outside.
Jake Rowell looking to get a great start, and he does. Clears the second place car. It's going to be very key for Timothy Latham to clear those guys back there and get down to that line. But these guys get single filed there, 1 and 2, and gets out to a good lead.
Yeah, you can see there's still some cars side by side back there. Looks like Greg Wellen is going to get up in front of the number 8 car. That would be Justin Boyles, and take that position. But
going to be interesting to see if these cars react the same way those Xfinity cars and truck cars did on old tires. Able to hold the lead, and we'll see if he's able to jump out here and see those guys that are on freshers and get up top.
So now a half-second lead on Timothy Latham, but again on older tires. So first car up that has brand new tires is Damian Leiniger.
He's sitting there in fourth. Look for him to be aggressive here and try to put these tires to his advantage. He's looking to the inside of the 85. Going to get there, hopefully able to make this pass here. It's a dangerous situation here coming out of fourth.
You know, Thursday night on the broadcast, Justin Boyles, who is in this race, said something very clearly, and that was, if you cannot make the pass by halfway into the turn, then just back off. You're not going to make it.
Oh, yeah, these cars get so tight, and just the arrow on these guys, that car just sucks you up to the top and just pull them into you. So if you're down low, you got to be careful, and you got to be aware of that car on your outside, especially coming on the exit of the corners.
Yep, see, again, he gets up, but not all the way, and so Brad Herman is able to hold him off for that position for the time being.
Yeah, that's all due because of how much he has to let off to be able to keep that car down there. And you see the Greg Wellen's going to get by as well and move into fourth place. So great job there, keeping it clean, even on fresh tires.
Well, out front, Jake Rowell extending his lead just a little bit, so 0.6 of a second now over Timothy Latham, who is coming in here with a 2-week win streak.
Absolutely. If you're Latham and Rowell, you just got to be careful not to overdrive these tires, knowing those guys with freshies are right behind you. But also, if you're Damian Leiniger right now, you got to be careful not to overdrive with those fresh tires as well.
Alan Dobbs making the pass on Dean Brummett to move into 13th position.
Oh, yeah, great pass. And every pass here is so difficult and so meticulous. You got to be careful and you got to be patient. As you see here, Austin Reedy driving deep into the corner. As you see him get loose there, that's him just pushing the car just a little bit too much, trying to make this pass on Justin Boyles.
And Justin Boyles, I think, wisely just backed off a little bit and said, okay, dude, you want to do it? Go ahead, take it, please.
Oh, yeah, he probably saw him slide up a little bit in the corner, got a little nervous, so he said, hey, you can have it. You definitely want it right now, so go ahead and do it and burn your tires up. I'll see you here in a few laps.
Yeah, and then we got James Holzer back here, and he had a really good throwback paint scheme, and then apparently didn't key it in for the actual race, and now he's blinking out there on the track. Not what you want to be doing here at Darlington.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't drive his paint scheme that he put in for the contest because it was an absolute awesome paint scheme, a McDonald scheme. So, unfortunate, but hopefully he's able to fight this blinking and get his internet straightened out.
You're not missing anything up front. It's still Jake Rowell and Timothy Latham.
Oh, did you see Alan Dobbs getting in the wall there? That's we got a car behind him that turned a little bit. Hopefully the yellow does not come out. He saved it. Great job.
I'm wondering, that's Jovi? That's Jovi Sakiped in that number 19 car. He's one of our Xfinity drivers, and it looked like he was sideways. He was definitely off pace.
Oh, yeah. It looked like he might have got a little bit too low there coming out of the corner and caught that apron and just kind of slid his car behind. Luckily able to keep it clean and really not get any damage, so good job by him.
Now we're heading back up front, so Jake Roel doing some work here, but Timothy Latham is now under fire by Damian Leininger, and then Damian's under fire by Greg Welling.
Oh, yeah, these guys are battling up front. Finally caught up to Timothy Latham on those older tires. We'll see how patient he is.
Who's that?
Car getting the wall there in the back.
That's no, that was Austin. That was Austin Reedy.
Around in the back on the back stretch. We're gonna have a caution here.
Yeah, that might be Jovi. Well, Jovi's in the pits, so.
Yeah, that was him, and he probably just instantly reset because he was in the inside wall pretty hard there.
All right, well, we are going to go back and check it out with another rec replay here.
Again, these fresh tires, guys, are just probably overdriving the corner, coming off, and probably just got a little bit too tight, hit that wall, and sent them straight down to the inside wall, is what I would guess.
And so it looks like Jovi there on the bottom line. And that's Jordan Sailors behind him, but Jovi gets into the wall and comes down. Yep, hits the inside wall really hard. That may end his night.
Yeah, without that fast repair, he's pretty much done there, going head on into the wall. And just unfortunate, he's a great driver, and just shows just how tough these cars are to drive here at Darlington.
Now, everybody coming into the pits, and again, this was a really good strategy by Jake Rowell, Timothy Latham, and I believe Damian and no, not Damian, sorry, he was already in, but Greg Welling, and I believe, I can't remember who the last one was. It might have been David Duke, because they stayed out. They did not pit the last time around, and now they have the track position, and everybody's pitting right now. So great move by them on that first caution.
Absolutely. I'm surprised here not to see anybody take two tires just to take the risk, knowing that you're on these newer tires, and the tires don't wear here as much at Darlington. So Jake Rowell gets out first, and Timothy Latham able to get out second.
And so they will be 1-2 again. Damian Leininger and Greg Welling also staying in their same positions in third and fourth. But Dean Brummett moving all the way up to fifth position.
Did he take two tires or did he take four?
Only two tires.
There it is. Great job by him. That's a guy that's probably put in some laps there on two tires and knows, hey, this car drives just the same as it does on two tires and four tires. So why not take the risk there? So good job by him moving up and getting the track position.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get a couple more of these old paint schemes here. So let's go. You know what? Brandon Key is on the track, so let's see if we can grab him. There you go. Got a nice. That's I believe a Mike Bliss car.
Yeah, that's an awesome paint scheme. I just love the colors, the way it pops, and unfortunately was there got in that first incident there and dented up this car a little bit, but still looking like a great paint scheme.
And then we've got Justin Boyles, who is currently sitting in 14th position. And there's his old throwback. That's a Bobby Hillen Jr. car from way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, I love that, the Miller Lite. And then he changed the font for his sponsors. So hats off to him putting in the work for this, and great paint scheme.
Oh, yeah, we love to have fun out here and definitely enjoy seeing all these great paint schemes that were involved in that contest.
Yeah, hopefully see some of these guys up front here. Justin Boyles needs to make up some points that he had some couple bad weeks there, 1 and 2. So moving up so far. So having a good race.
You can see Brandon Browning messing around. He's inside the pit car right now, but basically he's going to get the wave around. So he's going to come on around and get a lap back. So Brandon will now only be 1 lap down as we come back to green.
Be interesting to see how his strategy plays out, tonight. Hoping for the waiver rounds and a couple lucky dogs maybe, but he's now the first car a lap down, so another caution. He's able to keep his car clean for the first couple or first stint or so. So strategy may pay off for him.
Yep, and just a quick reminder, so we are looking right now at all these drivers for the All-Star race. So draft day, Saturday, May the 1st, and then the qualifying races are Saturday, May the 8th. The All-Star race is Sunday, May the 9th. So be aware that that draft day will come up very, very quickly, and that is going to be a fun broadcast to see who picks whom and then who gets out there on the track and does their business.
Oh yeah, and you're going to do your best, impression of a GM and draft a couple guys. So I'll be hoping to get on that team, man. We go win a championship.
Hey,
There in
man!
All-Star race.
Don't look past me, man. I will. I can pick a mean team. I can't drive worth anything, but I can pick a mean team.
Yeah, as one of the favorites here, Jake Rowell gets a great job here on the restart. They're coming in first, and Timothy.
Oh
Latham
wait, we're wrecking huge. We're wrecking. Oh my goodness! It is a parking lot.
Wow, and just unfortunate there. Probably missed a gear there, and that's just how quickly things can go from bad to worse.
What the heck just happened? Oh, this is not going to be good for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, as you see, Alan Dobbs still continuing to get there. He may have broken an axle or something because he dove right into the wall there, trying to get going again. Oh yeah, his car is damaged pretty bad. There's going to be a lot of bad things here for these drivers.
Let's go to that wreck replay brought to you by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. So find them on Shopify and get you some good sports memorabilia. But we're going to check this out, I think, from the blimp view because I think that's going to be the – oh, wow. It started right off the bat. I will tell you that. So it looked like Damian spun his tires, got into Welland came down the track, got into wreckage. Duke got involved. Alan Dobbs involved. Oh, wow, just everyone involved. Brandon Key trying to sneak his way on through there. This is Thomas Rutherford involved. Everybody out there. This is insane.
Yeah, just unfortunate. And, again, that's something we didn't talk about, those guys being on older tires or, misjudging the restart. He may have started in first gear on accident or something there, but unusual spin of the tires there in these Cup cars because they don't have a lot of power to put down, but they are racing that 750 package here with the smaller spoiler, so that may have been the issue there.
Wow, just so many cars involved in that. That's Adam Pettit was in there. Who else was? Man, this is going to take some time to sort out, people.
Yeah, and those watching that don't know, typically these cars are on the 750 pack or the 550 package with the higher downforce, with the higher spoiler, but this is the 750 package, the shorter spoiler here at Darlington, and a lot more horsepower, so he may have just underestimated the power in those restarts and spun his tires.
Yeah, we're going to go back and we're going to see if we can't see this from Alan Dobbs' point of view because he took a major lick on this one. He got a great jump.
Oh yeah, and I saw him just try to avoid the wreck, and he just drove straight in the back of somebody. I remember seeing this one.
Yeah, I mean there was nothing. I mean he can't see anything. I mean that's all you can see is what we're seeing right now, and so there was nowhere for him to go at all.
Yeah, and just one of those things. It's unfortunate, these guys restart so close together, and then also just there's no room on this track with how narrow it is. It'd be different if it was at a Pocono or Indy where you can go 5-6 lanes down to avoid them. But right there was just unfortunate. If you were one of these guys that got through, your night's looking great now.
Yeah, and right now, if I had to guess, just based off of pit times and everything, it looks like probably only about 9 people made it through there unscathed, maybe 10.
Yeah, so if you're one of those guys that got through there, you're now sitting in the driver's seat, but yet you cannot get comfortable because at the same time you still have to drive this track, and that's what's so difficult about Darlington. There's no time to rest here at Darlington. So these guys got an advantage now, but they got to take advantage of it at the same time.
Well, now we got a lot of guys hoping for another caution so that way they can come back in and fix some more repairs. They just got to hope that they're not involved in that other caution.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like the 55 there got trapped behind the leader there, so he's going to have to drop to the back. Maybe stayed a little bit too long trying to get repairs. So he will not get the wave around. He'll be trapped a lot down.
Wow. This is, like I said, it's going to take a little bit to figure all this stuff out. But it looks like Jake Rowell is going to be up in the lead still. Timothy Latham in second. Mitch Rollo up in third. And then Dean Brummett continues his move forward.
Absolutely. These guys having a great drive right now, able to avoid that wreck, and hopefully now can settle in knowing that those guys behind them have damage and can really just focus out of their windshield instead of looking in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, you can see, I believe that's going to be Greg Wellen down there just trying to get back on pace. He's got to let everybody by, I believe.
Yeah, this is going to be a great restart here just to see what kind of power some of these cars have that got damaged. And, here you may be able to survive if you have a little bit of damage with it being a short track. So some of those guys that got some may not be out, but we'll find out here shortly.
And the pace car's got to dive off. We're going to try this thing again. Jake Rowell on the inside, Timothy Latham on the outside. Jake gets another great restart. Let's see if we can keep it a little bit cleaner this time around.
Absolutely. And if you see Latham there, didn't get a great start. It looked like he may have spun his tires. So Dean Brummett moving into that second spot, going to the 1 and 2.
Yeah, now Dean is Jake Rowell's teammate, and so now they are 1-2 for Royal Smith Racing.
Absolutely. I don't expect these guys to race each other pretty hard, but really just communicate with each other and kind of just look out for each other. Dean Brummett's probably talking to him, telling him what Latham's doing. So always great to have a teammate behind you when you're in the lead.
Yeah, they're up there, and Timothy Latham trying to track Dean Brummett back down after that bad restart.
Yeah, it's easy to catch him here, but it's the one thing to catch him. It's another thing to pass him, especially here at Darlington. So you got to be patient. As you see the 11 car back there get a little bit loose coming out of two.
Yeah, a lot of these cars just trying to make it. Oh, and we got Mitch Rollo up into the wall.
Yeah, so easy to do here because that preferred line is up top. I saw you guys talk about it during the Xfinity race. The groove here is up top, so you got to get close to that wall and got that Darlington Stripe there from Mitch Rollo.
Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of these drivers are going to get tonight is that Darlington Stripe, and so much history here. I mean, you got two different nicknames. You got the Lady in the Black, and then you also have the track Too Tough to Tame, and then everybody looks and gets their Darlington Stripe as they hit that outside wall.
Absolutely, and the thing not most people talk about here is, in iRacing, we have the Crown Jewel races, in NIS and also other leagues, so this is also just as special on iRacing as it is in real life. So to say that you've won at Darlington is a feat that not many people can say, whether it's virtually or in real life. So these guys definitely take pride in winning this race.
Oh, yeah. Even if there is all this damage back there and everything, I mean, even if you're the last car running, it is still it's history.
Oh, yeah. It's one of our crown jewels in NASCAR, and just appreciate the difficulty of it. So these guys that are able to figure it out tonight and have a good run. As you see, Dean Brummett got the lap car there. That's another thing. Catching these guys coming out of the corner, that's a little bit difficult pass that you didn't want to make.
Yeah, and they got through. That's David Duke back there in the 78. We'll show you his car maybe under the next caution because he's got a really great throwback side by side with the original car.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully he's got enough left of that car that we can get a good representation of it. But unfortunately caught up in that last wreck there.
But Jake Rowell with a clean car just has clear skies in front of him. Dean Brummett 0.6 of a second behind. And essentially, I know he's not trying to do this, but essentially he's become a blocker.
Yeah, he's just running this line and just being comfortable. He knows that it's so difficult here to pass that even just trying to get by somebody that lets you go is difficult enough. So just running this line and being consistent and making it difficult for Latham to get around him.
And now we got Jay Gimble passing his teammate Austin Reedy. And Austin missing in the front of his car. Looks like Jay Gimble's got a pretty decent car here.
Yeah, he's one of those ones that may have got to that wreck with minimal damage, and you see him moving through the field. And it's going to be easy to catch these cars again, but it's going to be another thing to pass them even with the damage. So got to be patient knowing that you're faster than some of these cars in front of you.
Yeah, you got Chris Massey up here, and he's trying to hold off a couple of people. He's trying to hold off Shane Good there in the 24, as well as that 91. That's actually Ted Rekic. He's a lap down.
Yeah, and if you're one of these guys like that, to me, I'd rather you not drive me, nose to tail. So, hey, go ahead and go by, and I'll just run my own pace because that's whenever you get in trouble.
And you can see Dean Brummett just slowed down and let Timothy Latham by. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to hold him off for too long, and he just didn't want there to be a wreck. So he went ahead and let him by. And, Timothy still already has, a good 2 seconds to get up to Jake Rowell. So he's got his work cut out for him.
Oh, yeah, he's running a great job there, just letting him go by. Smart move there by Dean Brummett. I expect him to do the same thing with Miss Rolo if he gets quick. So.
Oh, we've got a caution. Jordan Saylor's around.
He was that car that was trapped a lap down, probably battling for that lucky dog, and probably just got a little bit too aggressive, and round he went.
So we're going to go to another wreck replay here and see what happened with Jordan Saylors, and it looks like he's all by his lonesome. So we will take a look, and it looks like he may have just overcooked it. Oh, yeah, he gets up and that's Danny Dow in the 21. So Danny Dow had already been spinning. Oh, and a huge hit. That's Brandon Browning in the 48 that just slammed into Jordan Saylors.
Unfortunately, he probably saw Danny Dow there and decided to go low, not seeing the 55. Just unfortunate. It looked like he probably overdrove it. Both of them as well overdrove it there and just got in the wall. And that's just how quickly, it can turn on you, man. It's such a difficult track.
Yeah, and then Brandon Browning with a huge hit.
Yeah, he's probably going to be done too as well there. So, unfortunately, won't get that sponsorship, but great looking car for how long he was in it.
So definitely some damage going on out there on the track. And we will jump back up front as Jake Rowell makes it off the pit road first once again.
Yeah, kind of surprised some of those guys that came down last time didn't stay out. Not a long green flag run there. We saw it, kind of pay off early in the race, but everybody looked to take 4 tires there and just kind of be on the same strategy.
Well, let's see if we can grab a couple more of these paints here while we still have cars. So let's see if I can't pull up Chris Massey. Got to find him first. There he is. So you can see the side-by-side here. That's an old Martin Truex Jr., if I remember correctly.
Yeah, back when he drove for Michael Waltrip Racing, the team that cheated. So, great throwback to him. And, again, another play on the sponsors, man. That's what I love to see is whenever you change the sponsors and the car still holds the same value. So, great paint scheme by him.
Then Dave Hughes Jr. With a Rusty Wallace throwback.
Great-looking car, Miller Lite. It's a classic. We see that every now and then at the Darlington races in real life. So, one of my favorite cars there from Rusty Wallace for sure.
Then let's take a look at David Duke here while we've got a shot. And he's in the pits right now, but you can kind of see the resemblance there. That's a Bobby Hamilton throwback.
Oh, yeah, I like it, man, especially with the old Monte Carlo there. That's a cool-looking paint scheme, man, and very bright. So, hopefully able to get that 78 back out. Get a little bit more damage fixed and see how far he can move up.
And we just saw it, but Jordan Saylors with a lot of damage there. But old Reagan Smith, back when Reagan Smith won, if I remember, I think he won at Darlington. I could be wrong, but I think he won at Darlington one year.
Yeah, I believe so, man. That's a great paint scheme, simple, and unfortunately the hood's gone there. But hopefully able to get that thing back out there.
Well, we are back out on the track now. And still got a couple more cars to look at a little bit later, but definitely this is classic Darlington, where drivers are hitting that outside wall, then careening all the way down into that inside wall and just trashing their cars. So that is classic Lady in Black.
Yeah, and it's one thing to hit the wall, a little bit up there in the middle of the corner because you're still able to recover from that, but it's when you overcook that corner coming on the exit. So. These guys got to kind of settle down on the exit and be patient, getting back in that throttle and kind of avoid these walls here because that's what's been causing the last couple cautions.
Well, Jake Rowell and Timothy Latham, they have got this thing figured out. Basically, you stay up front, you stay away from everybody, and you'll keep your car clean. Yeah,
and that's kind of the strategy too because, with the way the cautions have fallen so far, you haven't really gotten to lap traffic, so the advantage is being out front. So expect these guys to maybe pick that up later in this race and take some shots at some pit strategy.
Well, the pace car dives off, and it is all up to Jake Rowell now. And he's just going to wait just a little while. I think he sees Timothy Latham creeping up on the outside. Timothy's going to have to back off a little bit, and that's when Jake takes off.
Yeah, great restart. Latham there got a little antsy there, wanted to get a good start, but able to clear third place there. Luckily, Mitch Rollo moves into third.
Mitch Rollo keeping that move going. Dean Brummett up 13 spots, up in fourth position, and then his teammate Jacob Smith, who is typically known as a road course king, he is up 21 spots, and he is all the way up in fifth position.
Yeah, he's in that old Steve Park throwback there at the Pennzoil, man. Great paint scheme. Having a great run and able to show that car off up here in the top 5.
Dave Hughes down on the inside of Scott Kalal, and then right behind him you got Scott Healy in the 64 trying to make it through as well, and they will.
Yeah, you saw the 23 let up a little bit there, did not want to get into the wall, able to keep it off and fall back in line. Great patience by him.
So back up front, Jake Rowell once again, and now he is actually being hounded by Timothy Latham a little bit more than he was this past stint.
Oh yeah, much more difficult to drive here with a 0.2 of a second gap compared to 2 second with that car in your rearview mirror and putting pressure on you, making sure you hit your marks every corner.
And that's really all he's got to be concentrating on. Don't look in your back mirror because Timothy Latham, in my opinion, is one of those drivers that he's not going to make a bad move on you. So, and it's tough to make a good move here, even on your best day.
Oh yeah, and you got confidence that knowing that he's going to try to pass you cleanly. So, more than anything, just focus on your marks, and if you slip up, try to recover as quickly as possible without damaging your car.
And for those of you that are here watching us instead of watching NFL football, thank you for doing that. Kansas City did win that game, so there you go. So it'll be Kansas City versus Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay for the Super Bowl.
I'm now a Bucs fan because I hate the Chiefs. Hats off to my team owner, Adam Pettit, who's driving this race. He's a Chiefs fan. I'm sure he had the TV going as well as the race because he's that big of a Chiefs fan.
Well, Jake Rowell, the old Michigan boy. So, yeah, I'm not sure he's a Chiefs fan or a Bucs fan, honestly, but he is out front doing it for himself.
Yeah, you see him get a little loose there off of 4. You might have heard you say something about the Michigan Wolverines or something, but I bet he's probably pulling for Tom Brady next week with him being a Michigan guy. We'll see.
Actually, he's a Michigan State fan, so I don't think he likes Tom Brady at all. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did have the Spartan car. That's right. I did like that Spartan car, man. I'm a Michigan State basketball fan, so, yeah, I can appreciate that.
Back just a little ways, so Dave Hughes is desperately trying to catch up to Jacob Smith here, and he is just right on his tail.
Yeah, he's getting to his bumper. You're going to see Jacob Smith just let him go here. Smart move by him. He's having a good run and doesn't want to. They both get in the wall there coming in the two.
Yeah, Scott Healy. Not sure what happened to Scott Healy. He was up there in the top 10, I believe, and now he is all the way off the track. And we do have a yellow flag, and it's Dave Hughes.
Yeah, that was him getting in that wall. I believe he looked like he tried to overcorrect and pull off the wall, and he may have came down and smacked that inside wall. It looks like it for sure with that left front damage.
Well, we're going to go back to another rec replay by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. Again, go to Shopify and check out some of their stuff. They've got some autographed stuff. They've got some die-cast models. Really, they've got a lot of cool stuff out there. So definitely look for some gifts for some of your friends. But, yeah, we caught that just a little bit late. But Fuge was up in the wall. We'll go back and and he hit the wall again a second time, and then big hit on the inside, and that's it.
Yeah, that looked like he just panicked a little bit and got back on the racing surface, and instead of just slowing it down, he tried to, thought he might have lost enough speed, but did not make the corner there.
And so he was going to the inside of Jacob Smith, made the pass, but then couldn't keep it on the track. And then
that's one of those instances that he just overdrove the pass. He just wasn't patient enough, it looked like, and ultimately paid the price.
Yeah, we're going to go back and see what happened to Scott Healy also, because Scott Healy, again, was up towards the front of this pack, and he just blew his engine.
He may have had front nose damage from that earlier wreck and just overheated.
Yep, so now we know what happened to him, but Dave Fuge definitely going to be feeling it after this one. And, I'd pretty much say his day's over.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy is he barely even got in that wall, and it sent him down to the inside wall. So just shows just how much of a game of inches it is because he barely scraped that wall, and typically would have just got some light damage, but it shot him down to the inside wall, and his day's over.
And again, Jake Rowell out of the pits first. Timothy Latham second, Mitch Rollo third, Dean Brummett fourth, Jacob Smith fifth. So 3 of the top 5 are Rowell Smith Racing. And then right behind them, this is awesome. So you got Ira Kohlhaas, you got Scott Kalal, you have James Holzer, you have Chad Wampler from Team SRN. They are in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th. So you got 4 of Team SRN in the top 10, 3 of Rowell Smith Racing in the top 5.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pre-race. Some of these guys that haven't had good weeks the first couple of weeks, taking advantage tonight of some of these guys that have been in those early wrecks, and they're able to keep their cars clean. It's going to pay off in the end.
We'll see if they can keep it there now. Another driver that we have barely touched on at all, Adam Pettit. So Adam Pettit here, and this is not a throwback car. This is just his normal car, but he has moved up from 28th position all the way up into 12th. So he is on fire. And then the guy right behind him, Jay Gimbel, started off in the 32nd position. He is up in 13th. So great driving by both of them.
Yeah, Adam having a great night, even considering that he has that rear end damage there that we saw on the outside view. So hopefully that means that he's able to keep contention with these guys up front. Maybe see him up here later in the race.
And so Jake Rowell just keeping it clean, just keeping it easy. And then you can see that car in front of them. That's Thomas Rutherford. He is trying to get his lap back here, so he will be back on the lead lap now. And don't ever look past Thomas Rutherford. He was actually the runner-up of Mid-South Madness season number 1. And really great driver, really consistent driver, not one to really put himself in a bad position. So be on the lookout for him now. He's back on the lead lap.
Yeah, and he's just got to work his way through this field and just be patient. If there is another wreck, be able to avoid it, and then get that restart up here with these lead lap cars and actually able to be up here and pick some of these guys off.
And so we are going to get yet another restart here where we got Jake and Timothy side by side. And last time, Timothy didn't really get a good restart.
Yeah, he's just trying to time that restart. He knows how crucial these restarts are. Every position matters. If you can get it easy, on a restart, then that's one less car that you got to have to try to time it a little bit better here. But I think Jake Burwell is going to fire off early here and try to catch him sleeping.
Yeah, Timothy has done a good job staying right up side by side with Rowell, and then it just kind of seems like, you can see Timothy just getting right up next to him, and he's going to start to creep up just a little bit, and then that's when Jake will take off, and Timothy got a better restart that time.
Yeah, able to clear Mitch Rollo fairly easy there. He's going to try to pull up on the bumper here, Jake Rowell, going into turn 1 and 2.
Towards the back, we've got some side-by-side racing, so Adam Pettit stuck on the outside while he is going to let Justin Boyles go by. We got Ted Rekich in there in the 91. He's still being racy back there.
Yeah, and these guys do not want to be side-by-side on the exit of these corners. That's the main thing here is you're going to see these guys get a little bit tight, unable to make the pass just because he has to slow down so much just not to slide up into Brad Herman there.
Yeah, Brad Herman, one of the guys that practices more than just about anybody else on the entire iRacing server. He is out here constantly.
Oh, yeah, awesome Reese's scheme there. I believe it's a throwback to Kevin Harvick, if I'm not mistaken, but great job there with the 85 car.
Back up front, Jake Rowell still maintains that little bit of a lead, but Timothy Latham's not going to let him get too far. Mitch Rollo just sitting back there, and he's the one that's kind of just being patient.
Yeah, as you see, Latham just kind of be patient and just kind of stalking him, hoping that Rowell makes a little bit of mistake. But I think he's got to put a little bit more pressure on him here just to make Jake kind of sweat it out a little bit.
Yeah, still got 90 laps to go, so still tons of time to get up to his back bumper there. And of course, pit stops galore and probably some more cautions also. So don't be surprised if we're not done with that yellow flag yet.
Yeah, and that's what's underestimated here is it's so difficult to stay perfect, for 145 laps, going in these corners and over again, trying to get in that rhythm. And then when the caution comes out, that rhythm breaks. So it's usually the one that can get that rhythm and be consistent that's going to end up on top here.
Justin Boyle's on the inside of Brad Herman. Can't quite make it because of Bobby Brill right in front, and then he does slide in.
Yeah, great way there, clearing it out. I would not be surprised if Herman backed out there just to, avoid some contact. But great move there by Justin Boyle, moving up to 17th.
Now James Holzer trying to make a move here on Jacob Smith. Trying to get to the inside. Jacob Smith's not going to let him get all the way there.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here, come off this corner and sliding up. Great move there to keep it off of him, but going to lose a little bit of momentum going down the front stretch.
So will that allow Holzer by? Nope, not yet. And now Holzer in the wall.
Yeah, that's going to be a frustrated move there by Holzer because he felt like he was faster, but unfortunately stuck his tires there underneath the dotted line, and when you do that, it shoots your car up to the outside wall. Just overdrove it a little bit there trying to get by Smith.
Now you got Greg Wellen passing Alan Dobbs, and Alan's still on the lead lap, but losing his entire nose there. So definitely not aerodynamically sound, but he is still in this race.
Yeah, still there, and hats off to him for still putting laps in. Most guys would have hung it up, but he sees the opportunity to pick up points, and he's sitting there in 23rd. So overall, trying to get the most points he can.
So now we got Justin Boyles trying to track down Chris Massey. A couple throwback schemes going head-to-head here.
Yeah, Justin Boyles got to be a little bit patient there as Massey got a little bit loose coming off of 4, and he's going to get by. And he's going to possibly get past again. He's kind of slow there trying to regather himself.
Justin Boyles makes that one through. Chris Massey falls back to 15th position. Still, hey, it's ahead of more than half the pack.
Absolutely having a great run, but under fire here from Jake Gimble. And look for Gimble to continue to put pressure on him. And you saw him make a mistake before, and he's going to try to make him do it again.
Well, Gimble and Massey are both teammates, as well as Brad Herman, who is right there in the Reese's car. So they should race each other cleanly, but they're definitely not holding anything back.
Yeah, these guys continue to slip up just a little bit as Herman able to make the pass.
And now their teammate Tristan Bailey a little bit further forward, making a move on Ted Rekich to move into 11th position.
Yeah, he's being consistent, slowly working his way up. Don't be surprised he's up here battling for his top 10 pretty quick, catching up to Damian Leininger.
And again, Brad Herman side by side with his teammate. Not really sure if the teammates are going to like that too much, but Chris Massey lets him by.
Herman's on a mission now, man. He sees that he's got his car. He's in a rhythm, and he's moving up. So continue to move forward, getting by his teammate there.
Going back up front, Jake Rowell has a 2.5 seconds on Timothy Latham. So he is kind of broken away, but now he's got Danny Dow in front of him, which is a lap car.
And the lap cars, the most difficult part about it here in Darlington is when you catch them. Sometimes, you can't avoid it that you catch them in the middle of the corner. So you got to be patient. If you're able, like he did there, you caught him. Middle of the corner, slowed up, let him get out of the corner, then passed him.
And while all that happened, Mitch Rollo moved into 2nd position.
Absolutely. As you see, Mitch Rollo showing his consistency he's been showing all season. So no surprise there, moved up to 2nd.
And now up front still, Jake Rowell, still a 2.5 seconds up. And we're going to go back and we're going to see if we can get a little bit more side-by-side action. Oh, we got some 3-wide there for a second. But Shane Good here in the number 24 car, racing back there with Adam Pettit.
Yeah, Adam restarted 12th here, so you can tell that his damage is kind of slowing him up there as Good's going to look to the inside here and possibly make this pass.
And he's still looking to the inside, but he's not going to make it through there, I don't think.
Yeah, it's so difficult to pass here, and you got to be almost even with that car going in the corner to be sure that you're going to clear him. Otherwise, you're going to have him on your outside, and you're going to have to slow down just to make sure that you don't slide up.
Scott Kalal under fire right now from number 12. That is Damian Leininger. And
Leininger having a solid
Chris
race
Massey.
tonight.
Whoa, Chris Massey got spun.
Massey to the inside wall, able to get it back going before the yellow flag came out. So good job by him. It was just unfortunate.
And now Jacob Smith coming in for a pit stop.
I'm not sure if this is scheduled, but we are a little bit deeper into this green flag run that we have been, so maybe a little bit of strategy playing out here.
Yeah, I think he was only out for about 17 laps, but that might be just enough on these tires.
Yeah, he may just want to try to take advantage of the short pit and try to get back around. We'll see what his strategy plays out for.
Greg Wellen passing Jay Gimble there on the inside. for 14th position. So now guys are starting to get a little bit more racy now that everybody's starting to spread out a little bit.
Yeah, and it's a little bit easier to make that to set that pass up when it's just you and another car. Those restarts, you kind of got to wait for those guys to fan out so you don't make that move a little bit too early. But these guys kind of settling in and getting some good green flags run here.
Let's check in up at the front one more time. So 1.8 seconds now is the lead between Jake Rowell and Mitch Rollo. And you also see, I want to say that was the 87 of Chad Wampler coming out of the pits.
Yeah, so another car coming down pit road, getting some early pit stops. So maybe trying to force the hands of these guys that are out front, maybe change the strategy up a little bit.
Greg Wellen now has Justin Boyles in his sights.
Well, on our pulse that are trying to move back up to the front, trying to make a move on Justin Boyles here. Got to be patient, though.
I absolutely love his paint scheme. We'll talk about it here a little bit more in just a few minutes, but not really a throwback paint scheme for a car that raced in NASCAR, but definitely a throwback for NASCAR itself. So we'll talk about that more if we ever see another caution.
Absolutely, and those sim racers out there will be appreciative of this paint scheme, man. It's pretty awesome. So hats off to him for getting that one done.
And this is actually the closest race on the track right now. Everybody else is really spread out quite a bit. And so as we're about to possibly get to a point where people start thinking about short pitting.
Yeah, and the longer you go, you start to feel what the car can actually do on these older tires. So guys kind of settling in and actually know what they got. And some of those guys that have kind of figured this place out tonight are moving towards the front.
Oh, and Boyle's up into the wall a little bit, getting his Darlington Stripe.
Yeah, it's so easy when you have that car behind you to just overdrive it, maybe look in the mirror just a little bit too much. We'll see if Greg Wellen's able to take advantage of this.
Now, Wellen's got some damage. He doesn't have a rear end at all.
Still able to run solid with these guys, so good job by him getting the damage fixed that he could and doing what he can. As you see Justin Boyles go down to the inside and let him go.
Yeah, and I think Justin knew if he kept on racing this guy, he was just going to burn up his tires even more.
Yeah, and there's times where you just feel like, he got in that wall, maybe he hasn't regrouped himself yet. So letting him go, give him some gap here and allow him to regroup and possibly go back after him here in a second.
Now Bobby Brill going down to the inside here of Jay Gimbel. Can't quite get there this time around. Maybe he'll try to set it up for this next one.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you got to worry about is you saw Jay Gimbel get a little bit into the wall there. That car is aware of you as well, and he's trying to give you as much room, and sometimes you give too much room, and you have nowhere to go but into that outside wall. So hats off for Jay Gimbel there, saving it, and Bobby Brill being patient enough to back off.
Up a little bit further, up in 6th position, we haven't talked about this guy at all, Ira Kohlhaas, and I'm embarrassed to say that I just realized that we misspelled his name on the opening slides, and so I apologize for that, Ira. I will get that fixed. But Ira up here in 6th position with a fantastic run. He started off in 16th.
Yeah, he's doing well, man, up to 6th place, and continue to move forward. You see Dean Brummett coming into his view there, so just being consistent and keeping his car clean. Again, just wants to be there at the end, and once you get there, anything can happen.
Right now, the biggest mover on the track, right behind him, Kyle Spees, started off in the 31st position. He's all the way up in 7th.
Absolutely. One of those guys that we talked about that are outside the cutoff line that could have a good race here and get back above that cut line. So taking advantage of some of these guys that are normally out front that may have gotten those wrecks. So having a great run tonight.
Just kind of looking at the teams. And we got David Duke, I believe, spinning, and Chris Massey involved as well. We're going to get a caution.
Yeah, Chris Massey missing the front end there, so he's probably going to be done. Unfortunate for him there. And David Duke involved in a second accident, and he may be done as well.
Well, let's take a look at another wreck replay. Find out what happened here between... I'm not sure if this was between those two. Yeah, it was. So let's go back and find out here. So David Duke just comes off the wall. Chris Massey overcorrects to try to get around him, and then Duke hard into the wall, comes back, rebounds off of Chris Massey.
Again, he just happened to catch the lap car coming out of the corner, and it's one of those things that Duke was probably trying to get out of his way and just happened to get a little bit too tight there, and Chris Massey with nowhere to go. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that hit is definitely going to take Duke out of this race. Just you can't have that much front end damage.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Massey, who was on the lead lap, I believe he's going to be done too because he got the front end there on the initial contact, and then he hit the inside wall. So I expect him to be done as well tonight.
Everybody coming down into the pits. Jake Rowell leading the way. And now we're going to get kind of interesting here. So we're more than halfway through in this race. And, now you got to start thinking that was a long green flag run from lap about 49 all the way through lap 77. And so can you do it again?
Yeah, and if you're Jake Rowell, man, you just want to get out of this pit stall first because you've seen the short run, you see the long run now. So you've been dominant all night. You're confident in both runs. So he gets off first there. And if I'm him, I'm confident knowing that I've been able to lead this race the way I have.
Mitch Rollo almost beat Timothy Latham off of that pit road, but was not able to. So Timothy Latham will resume second position, and then Jake Rowell, as he has been for the last 70 laps or so, will be up in first.
Yeah, and Rollo, I'm not sure would be upset about that. I know you obviously want to move up when you can, but for me personally, I love to start third so you can see that car jump off. Second place, unless you have the triples and you can see to your left, you typically cannot see that car that's restarting. That's it's probably how Jake Rowell's been able to get out to these great restarts. So Mitch Rollo's got to try to take advantage of that third position.
Well, let's take a look at some of these other cars here while we still have a chance. Damian Leininger there, and looks like Loy Allen from Hooters Racing back in the day. That's a pretty good side-by-side comparison there.
Oh, yeah, great paint scheme here, and I want to say even better khakis from our man here with his hand on the car, man. Those are the John Harbaughs there, man. So
that is.
Great paint scheme, and, man, great photo, man. That's classic right there.
Yeah, now let's go to Greg Wellen. Let's tell this story. So this is not an official NASCAR paint scheme. And so kind of the contest itself was, hey, do a throwback paint scheme. So a lot of times people will go out and they'll do a car from the past. Well, what Greg decided to do was he was into NASCAR racing when it first came out on a CD-ROM version, and it was done by Papyrus. And so he went out and he made a Papyrus car to go along with the Papyrus company that brought out NASCAR racing way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely awesome, man. And hats off to him. Those guys that are sim racers from past or that have been with him as well the same way, they're going to remember this. And that's pretty cool. So hats off to him.
And I think that is everybody that we had that was actually in the contest, although I promise you there are definitely more throwback schemes out there on the track, and you've seen a lot of them tonight already.
Oh, yeah, some great schemes, man. Again, Dean Brumman's probably my favorite scheme tonight, just that bright green, man. I'm one of those guys for bright colors, so he has that Danica Patrick throwback, so hopefully able to do something that she hasn't been able to do and put it in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, and it looks like he's kept it relatively clean, and then the cleanest car of the bunch right now, Jake Rowell.
Yeah, out front with the Bill Elliott throwback with the Chase Elliott number 9. So great looking car, and it looks even better out front. So hopefully we can keep it there.
Yeah, Timothy Latham on the outside, and again we'll go back to this one because I love the detail here that he's put together on this car. So really great work by all of our guys out here.
Oh yeah, outside of the rubber buildup that he's got there, he's got a great clean car. So hoping to make this pass on Jake Rowell and get that thing out front.
Well, Jake once again gets that restart as the pace car dives off. And Jake takes off, and he's going to get to the outside. He's going to get that position.
Again, Mitch Rollo started in third, able to stay to the inside of Timothy Latham. We'll see who's gives here.
And Timothy's going to let him go by.
Yeah, Mitch Rollo taking advantage of that third position, moving into second here, trying to track down our leader, Jake Rowell.
Take a look at James Holter back here. He's been one of the more aggressive drivers in this race, and he's doing a great job up here in fourth position.
Oh, yeah, moving forward, he knows the position, the track position is so key here, and he's in the fourth now. So looking to take advantage of this track position he's got.
But Jake Rowell has the best track position at all, staying up front basically. I think it's been about 75 laps now.
Yeah, I look for Mitch Rollo to be aggressive here and try to keep this thing closer than what it was last time. As you see him get a little bit loose there out of 2, but able to keep it back straight and chase him down.
going back a little ways. Got a little bit of moving around back here, but Shane Good trying to catch up here to Bobby Brill in the number 3, in that classic number 3.
Oh yeah, great job there by Bobby Brill with the Dale Earnhardt, and the 24 there, Jeff Gordon's throwback to Homestead throwback that he did his last ride. So great job by him.
Damian Leininger up here with Dean Brummett trying to track him down once again.
Yeah, Dean Brummett, my pig's been consistent pretty much up here all night, so trying to fight off and stay at top 5.
You got to remember that first or second restart where Damian was kind of the one that spun his tires and started that entire huge wreck that happened there, and now here he is fighting for 5th position.
Yeah, able to rebound, because I don't know if he got a little bit of damage there or not, but obviously not affecting him too bad as he's up here in 6th, battling for 5th, so hopefully able to rebound from that and possibly get back out front.
You got Ted Reckett still trying to move his way up through the pack, and at one point he was a lap down, but now he's up on the lead lap, up in 12th position, and trying to take a spot from Justin Boyles here.
Oh yeah, isn't that Kodiak throwback, man? Awesome paint scheme, and having a great run tonight, showing that paint scheme off.
And trying to find any other really great side-by-side action here. Jacob Smith working on Jay Gimbel. Oh, and Jacob up into the wall.
You see him getting the wall there, but you notice Jacob Smith was up here in the top 5 earlier, battling in the top 5. So back to 21st. Not sure what happened there, but hopefully able to rebound and start working his way up to the front.
Let's check out up front, and again, Jake Rowell starting to put some distance on Mitch Rollo. So about half a second, then another half a second back to Timothy Latham. And those three have just kind of broken away a little bit. James Holzer still racing well, but back there in 4th, about 2 seconds behind our leader.
Jake Rowell having a great run tonight and just really showing his consistency and showing that, the first 2 weeks was a fluke that, hey, I'm one of these guys that's going to be want to contend for the championship, and really just showing his strength all night. So hats off to him, and hopefully he can continue this on for the rest of these races.
You know, Jake and his teammate Dean Brummett, both of them in the top 5, so they've got 2 cars up in the top 5. That'll be a big points week for a team that desperately needs one right now.
Absolutely, and Dean Brummett's been up here all season, so to have a teammate up here in front, it's encouraging, and he's excited in that car tonight. So just continue to have a great run.
Brad Herman thinking about trying to make a move here.
Yeah, just beat down to the inside of Justin Boyles, not able to get there, but got to be patient here going in 3 and 4. One of the hardest, definitely the hardest corner out of the 2 there on this track.
Now we got Alan Dobbs up on the outside, Jay Gimbel on the inside.
Again, you see Jay Gimbel slide up just a little bit, had to get out of
Jacob
it, so
Smith.
not able to make the pass. Jacob Smith into the wall.
He got really loose there. Not really sure how he held on to it, but now Alan Dobbs just going to kind of let him ball by.
Yeah, and that's just one of the difficult things is when you are one of these cars that have damage, even just trying to stay out of the way of these cars that are on the lead lap is difficult. As Alan Dobbs is on the lead lap, but knowing he's a slower car, trying to get out of the way to these guys is still difficult to do.
Damian Leininger is going to go ahead and take that 5th position away from Dean Brummett. Dean just let him really go by.
Yeah, Dean playing the long game here and just conserving his tires to let him go. And you see the gap that he was able to put on Dean Brummett. So Leininger on a mission, moving to the front.
Justin Boyles getting to the inside of Brad Herman in the 85 Reese's car.
These guys have swapped positions back and forth, and Justin Boyles not content with falling behind these guys.
And you can see, man, everybody's getting loose right off the edge of that turn, and that's got to be kind of scary.
Yeah, it's all about that throttle control. You're riding on that edge the entire time, and you feel it. You definitely feel your car coming around, but to make that perfect lap, you got to ride that edge, and sometimes you step over it. You just got to be concerned with being able to correct it.
And those of you viewers out there that have never done iRacing before, so most drivers have what's called a force feedback wheel, and basically when it snaps loose like that, when you're coming off the corner and it looks like the back end is floating out from behind you, your wheel snaps loose too, so you have zero control over that wheel.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that most drivers struggle with as far as when you are riding that line, is being able to save it. So just get out of the throttle, back off, and try to correct it. But the problem is whenever you see guys try to accelerate through it, and that's when they usually go around.
Well, and our Cup drivers are really doing a great job just kind of staying under control of their cars right now. I know we've had some incidents, some wrecks, but not nearly as many as the first two leagues.
Yeah, and I think these guys are understanding that line. They've realized that some of them already stepped over it and gotten that wall, and now they're fearful of trying to push that line. So I think some of these guys are just kind of being content with riding where they are and trying to keep their car clean.
Now, the thing to remember about Jake Rowell, he actually won on Thursday night. He dropped down to the Xfinity League, and it will allow some of our drivers, as long as their I rating is proper, will allow them to drop down into the other leagues and run with some of those guys. He dropped down into the Xfinity League, and he ended up winning that race. So this could be 2 for 2 here at Darlington.
Absolutely, and he dominated the majority of that race as well. So doing the same thing tonight, and it's just bleeding over. So shows that he loves Darlington, and he's showing it off tonight.
He's found something, because he is now almost 3 seconds ahead of Timothy Latham, who is back here in second.
Yeah, as you see, Latham and Holtz are able to get around Rollo. You got to wonder if he may have gotten that wall, possibly slowed him down and dropped him back a few spots.
Key in on Rollo here a little bit. I don't see any obvious damage. Oh, yes, I do. You can see out the front window
right front fender is a little bit bent up, so I'm guessing he got out of that, came out of the corner and hit that wall, so he's dropped back. But luckily able to stay there in fourth, so hopefully able to hold on to that spot.
Yeah, you got Brandon Key, the first car, a lap down right now, so if caution comes out, then he should be able to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm sure he's battling with some temperature issues there. As you saw, the front end of his car was pancaked. So Jake Rowell just kind of showing you how high he gets up on that wall, and just real calm there, not really moving the wheel, and really focused.
Yeah, once you get into that zone, and if you don't have anybody around you, then it's I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's less difficult to stay in that zone, because you don't have to fight off anybody. And so, 3 seconds ahead, all he has to do is hit his marks.
Absolutely. And the best thing for him right now is the amount of cars that are in this race now. So he's not having to deal with that lap traffic, because those cars that would typically be going a lap down right about now aren't in the race anymore. So he's getting more track time where his track is clear, and that lead's just going to grow the longer it goes.
Yeah, Brandon Key kind of slow there, and so he's just letting these cars go by as he's a lap down, and you can see him kind of wobbling around. So he is that's Jacob Smith. Got
Jacob
way
Smith
out of
back
whack.
into the wall again, just pushing it pretty hard, and he's going to go down low here and stay off the track.
Yeah, I think he is going to possibly come into pit, and yep, that's what he's doing.
And you just see how difficult this is for these drivers, man. One slip up can put you in the wall and pretty much end your day. So unfortunate for him getting that damage.
Yeah, we've gone 22 laps now, and again, with only 46 laps to go, you got to start asking the question: what is my pit strategy?
Yeah, and if you're Jake Rowell, I think you got to, with the lead that you have, you got to stay out as long as you possibly can. Just knowing that if you came down earlier than what you need to, then caution could very easily come out, and there it is.
There it is. David Duke was stopped on the track. Not really sure. It looks like his engine is completely dead. Oh, yeah. He must have blown that engine. Let's see if we can't see the telltale puff of smoke here. And there it went, right there on your screen. And so he was just trying to get back around to the pits to hopefully get some repairs done on it, but just way too far away.
Yeah, unfortunately blew his engine. I believe if the leader wasn't coming by him at that time, which you'll see our leader come by here shortly, I believe that probably wouldn't have been a caution if he was able to get it all the way down. So that's probably what brought the caution out, and unfortunate that he blew his engine there. But these guys may now be able to make it the rest of the way.
And so Jake Rowell brings his car into the pits just like everybody else. And we're going to see if he can keep this thing out front once again. Nobody's been able to really get in front of him on pit road. And nobody's really been able to catch him off the restarts at all.
Yeah, and he's going to have advantage here because he had a couple lap cars between him. So the gap between him and Latham is a little bit longer than what it normally is. So a little bit of a bogey there, or
Oh, he missed his pit. He had to back up.
Yeah, a little bit of mulligan there, I was going to say, for him missing his pit stall, but hopefully Latham's able to close the gap here.
And I'm not sure if Latham saw that happen or not, but here comes Latham. Let's see if he can win the race off pit road, and it looks like he will, and Holzer is going to take second off pit road.
That changes everything, as Jake Rowell is now back to third, and Timothy Latham, our winner so far for this season, takes the lead, and Holzer comes off second.
Well, while we have a brief moment, let's talk about a charity race that's coming up that's near and dear to a lot of our hearts here. So we're going to have a St. Jude charity race called the Revved Up for the Cause for St. Jude. And so Sean Kozier, who is a member of Rev Racing down in the Truck Series, he wanted to put this thing together. And when he contacted us, I'm not sure he realized this or not, but a lot of the admins here at Speed Racing Network are from the Memphis area where St. Jude is located. And so a lot of our friends work at St. Jude. I mean, we live and love St. Jude all the time here in the Memphis area. So we are going to do this race. It's going to be at Daytona. So it's going to be fixed cup race, $20 to get in. So first prize will be $200, second will be $100, third will be $50, and then the proceeds will go towards St. Jude for that. So Friday, February 26th, 8:30 p.m. Central. Do not miss this race. Any race at Daytona is fun, but a charity race for this type of a charity that helps finding a cure for children's cancer is incredible.
Absolutely. I'm excited for that, and I'm going to enter into it and try my luck, so hopefully we'll come away with the win. But at the end of the day, St. Jude's the real winner here, and we appreciate Sean coming forward and wanting to do this. So hats off to him, and hats off for Speed Racing Network for putting it on.
Yeah, we will be broadcasting that race here on Speed Racing Network. We're working on getting other prizes out there. We're working on getting all sorts of other stuff going. This is going to be a really, really good cause. In fact, this afternoon I was speaking to a friend of mine that is actually a doctor at St. Jude, and talking to him about how COVID is working up there and all that stuff. So they're having just as much trouble as any other hospital is right now trying to maintain the whole COVID thing, but when you're dealing with cancer patients, it's even harder.
Absolutely, and just want to tip our hat to our frontline workers and appreciate their work for all they've done through COVID, and just continue to hopefully find the cure, and everybody just stay safe, and hats off to just everybody out there doing their job.
And there is a Facebook page out there. It's called Revved Up for the Cause. So you can go and sign up on that Facebook page. You can donate on that Facebook page. If you have some door prizes or something like that, you want to give away anything to that effect, then we'll be happy to entertain those ideas. So come and see us on the Revved Up for the Cause Facebook page. Get signed up for this thing, and let's raise some money for St. Jude.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
And now a little bit of a different situation here, as Jake Rowell is no longer the leader. Now it's Timothy Latham and James Holzer is on the outside. We're going to see if Jake can push his way through here.
Yeah, just see Latham get a great jump, and Rowell able to get a great jump as well, trying to slide into second place there. And Mitch Rowell is going to follow him through there in 1 and 2.
Yep, and Jake is going to clear into second place. Now Mitch Rollo, yep, he's going to slide up there into third.
Oh, Holzer just barely got clear there as he came down. Great move by Mitch Rollo moving into third and trying to hold these guys off, as Jake Rowell has his sights set back on the leader, Timothy Latham.
Now we're side by side. Damian Leininger is up there in fifth, trying to get into fourth place past James Holzer, but just can't quite get it there. But then right behind him, you got Dean Brummett just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, as we're on lap 105, you see the intensity between these guys pick up. They know it's no longer time to wait. It's time to get to the front, and every position matters as Damian Leininger continues to put pressure on James Holzer.
Yeah, Timothy Latham has broken away by about 0.6 of a second. Jake Rowell has broken away by another 0.6 of a second over Mitch Rollo. So this is kind of the race back here for fourth and fifth positions. Absolutely,
as these guys continue to battle it out. Damian just being patient right now. James trying to continue to run his line. Continue to watch these guys continue to battle this out for fourth.
We'll check in briefly up front. Yep, there he is. He's up there up front. Our two-time winner, Timothy Latham, trying to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, and just something I noticed coming off that corner, just a little bit different than what we saw when Jake Roel was leading. He's a little bit more frantic with that wheel, so maybe not as comfortable as Jake Roel is here. So hopefully Jake can get up here and put some pressure on him and maybe make a mistake.
Got some side-by-side back here. This is Austin Reedy that you're on board with. He's side-by-side with Scott Kalal. Scott's going to take that position away. But, man, you got all sorts of people right behind him.
Yeah, you see these guys lined up, and there's just absolutely nowhere to go. And it takes one guy here in this group to make a mistake, and it could be catastrophic for some of these guys. So you're up on the wheel, and you're paying attention to the guy in front of you, but also worried about that guy behind you making moves.
Justin Boyle's under fire by Kyle Spees back here. Another Filthy Five driver trying to break into the top 9.
Yeah, Speed's having a great run here, top 10 run. Put a little bit of pressure here on Justin Boyles trying to make this move.
This is the best race on the track right now, except now we got Shane Good back here trying to make a move on Jay Gimbel, but Jay just drives away from him.
Yeah, and Jay was just a little bit more aggressive getting into that corner. That's going to pay off here, getting off the corner as well as he's able to gap him just a little bit more. As you see Justin Smith pulling out of line there as Bobby Bro gets into the wall just a little bit.
Kyle Spees makes that pass on Justin Boyles, and again, Justin has led a lot of people by, but I think that's more strategy than anything else. He just does not want to be damaged. Definitely could take a good top 10 here.
Yeah, and that just goes back to playing the long game. He sees that he has a top 10 possibility here, or even top 15, which is better than what most people have done tonight just because of the wrecks that we've had. So wanting to have a great run and just being conservative.
Jake Roel has closed the gap up front, and you can see his lap times. And actually, Timothy's had the better lap the last couple laps, but the 3 before that, Jake Roel has caught up. So it's only half a second now. It was over 0.6 of a second. So Jake is starting to reel him in ever so slightly.
Yeah, and the bigger that Coors Light car there gets in his rearview mirror, the more liable he is to make a mistake. But he's been consistent all season. So this is going to be a great battle here coming down to the end. But I expect Latham to get to him and put a little bit of pressure on him. Or Roel, my bad.
And we just got word from Scott Healy saying, when you thought things couldn't get any worse, iRacing server has failed on me. I'll see you guys at Daytona Road.
Unfortunate there for Scott Healy, as we were wondering what caused him to go in that pit road. So out of the race and just had a great run going tonight.
Going back just a little way, so Dean Brummett in 6th position, trying to break back into the top 5. But Damian Leininger is just kind of pulling away ever so slightly.
Yeah, you see a little bit of damage there from Dean Brummett on the right front, so he may have gotten that wall just a little bit, but still having a great run tonight, up in 6th, and kind of put a little bit of pressure here on Damian Leininger trying to make this 5th place pass.
And Mitch Rollo had just a really good turn there. He actually gained, it looked like about 0.2 of a second on Jake Roel just in that one turn. So maybe Mitch Rollo figuring this thing out.
Yeah, you see him putting that there right up next to the wall. That's where he's going to be the fastest on the track, but it's also the most difficult line to run. So he's put it up there and trying to catch these guys up front.
Oh, and he taps the wall there once again, and now we do have a yellow flag, and I'm seeing, I believe that's Ira Kohlhaas. Yeah, Ira Kohlhaas is involved, as well as Tristan Bailey.
Unfortunate for both those guys who were having great runs tonight, but this is going to bring out the caution, and the leaders can make it the rest of the way once they come down here. So, Jake Roel, you flew your 5th stop last time, so hopefully able to make up what he made, what he lost last time.
So as they're coming around on this Sandwich Man wreck replay, and just looks like Tristan Bailey just hits the wall, and again, that's just, if you're following too close, oh, Chad Wampler gets a little touch as well.
Yeah, just following too close there, and unfortunate that he got up into the wall and had nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah, and then Chad missed the pit box, so we'll go back and check that out one more time here. And again, you'll see Tristan Bailey just kind of get up into that wall. And I'm not sure if he got into Jacob Smith there or not. Did you see that?
Yeah, it looked like I don't think he got into him there, but just unfortunate. As soon as he hit the wall, he just got to the wall.
Oh no, it was Jacob Smith that kind of came off that corner and started getting really loose.
Yeah, he tapped it and probably just overdrove it and got up into the outside wall hard enough, and his day's pretty much ruined.
So that is our 8th caution. So somebody out in the chat asked us what's the caution count. So that is 8 cautions, and now we have passed the point that the Xfinity cars were at. So these guys have definitely kept it a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, they won't get to the truck number, I hope. That truck race was fairly rough, man. But all in all, these guys have kept it pretty clean tonight, man. And we've had some great racing, and we've still got much of this race left, and gonna have some good action here.
We saw Austin Reedy was technically the leader there for a little while, and then he came into the pits. So we're right back out front again, and Timothy Latham once again in the lead. Jake Rowell in second, James Holzer in third, Mitch Rollo fourth. And then not sure if it's Damian or if it's Dean in fifth.
This guy's getting lined out, but Jake Rowell, you're starting on the outside here. We'll see if Holzer's able to take advantage of the restart like Jake Rowell did. So that's going to be the interesting thing on this restart. If Latham can clear these guys, and if Rowell can clear Holzer and hold on to that second spot.
Well, while we are coming back around one more time, we'll remind you we got the All-Star race coming up in May. So, yes, it is a few months off, but we want everybody to start preparing now because this is going to get real and it's going to get really fun. So, draft day is Saturday, May the 1st. And so myself, you've got Jason Tripp, you've got Adam Pettit, and you've got Danny Setzer. So basically, the admins of Speed Racing Network and the leagues are going to be picking their team. So we're going to pick 7 guys from here in the Cup League. We're going to pick 6 guys from the Xfinity League and 7 guys from the Truck League. And then our teams are going to go head-to-head in 2 qualifier races. And then the top 20 of each of those races will move on to the actual All-Star race, where we'll have some money on the line. We'll have a trophy on the line. We're going to have a lot of fun that night. It is going to be a blast, but more than anything else, I think the draft is going to be great because that is where I'm going to express my dominance.
Yeah, and after the race last week when we announced it, you and Tripp were having a little bit of smack talk going on, so I'm looking forward to it, man. There's going to be a lot of smack talk called. There's going to be a lot of stuff to prove because some of these truck drivers and Xfinity drivers want to move up with these Cup guys and prove that just because they have a lower I rating doesn't mean that they're slobs. So
yeah,
it'll be fun.
You know, there is a story behind the smack talk, and I will get into that story. If we have another caution, I will be happy to tell that story because I think that my side is correct and his side is incorrect. But we'll talk about that if we do have another caution. But as it sits right now, the pace car is going to dive off. Timothy Latham's going to try to hold off Jake Rowell here on this restart.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a crucial restart here for Jake Rowell to clear these guys and try to track down our leader, Timothy Latham, as he's able to do it. So, great restart. Possibly able to get to the outside here at Timothy Latham going to the 1 and 2.
Oh, we've already got stuff going on back in the back. Oh, still green. Not sure. Now the caution comes out. Yeah, apparently they wanted to hear my story.
Yeah, looked like Shane Good couldn't wait to hear the story. Looked like he may have spun his tires or possibly had some help there going around. So we'll get back here and check it out.
With another Sandwich Man wreck replay here. So once again, we're on Shopify. So go and check this thing out. It's really a great thing. So here, right on the restart, and somebody spun their tires. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back once again.
That looked like Whalen.
That was actually a previous restart. I apologize for that. That was my fault. So Greg Whalen on this one. And we'll find out what happened here. Oh, and it looks like that's Jay Gimbel gets into the outside wall. I'm not sure if that was him spinning the tires or if somebody else spun the tires and hit him. We'll go back and check it out again.
Just looked like he spun his tires and shot him to the inside. Shot him inside in the stay off of Adam Petty. He pulled it to the right and got in that wall.
And as soon as the green flag came out, yeah, he just spun his tires, hit that outside wall. Greg Whalen involved, Bobby Brill involved. Shane Good involved. So a bunch of damage back there.
Very uncharacteristic of these Cup cars to do that. So just unfortunate. Second time tonight that someone spun their tires. So something to keep conscious if you're one of these leaders up here, not to spin your tires.
All right, and once again, we'll go back to that All-Star race here really quick. So, I mean, I'll tell you the story briefly. And first, I've got to get out of the way right now. I love Jason Tripp like a brother. He is a great human being. We have nothing but fun here on iRacing. We really, really enjoy doing what we do. And so in one of the very few races that we've raced against each other, I was in front of him. He was behind me because I'm a better driver than him, in my opinion. But actually, that's not true. I think he's actually a better driver. But anyway, he moved me out of the way, is the way he says it. I feel like he hit me a little bit harder than moving. That's just me personally. And ever since, we have actually not raced another race against each other since, really. And so I cannot wait to get back out on the track. Whether it's against him or not, I think it'd be fun just to get back out there with the guys and all that stuff. But if he gets right up next to me, you just never know what's going to happen, man.
I think I know what's going to happen, but I won't say that over the airwaves, man. But it's going to be a great night because, again, everybody's going to want to win and every team's going to want to win. So there's going to be competition everywhere, and there's going to be bets everywhere, so I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and just like here in the league itself and everything, we all have a great time off the track. We all love each other off the track. I mean, we're all good friends. We're having a road trip to Nashville coming up, and we've got all sorts of stuff going on that really a lot of great guys in this group. And so so if something does happen out on the track, it's not a big deal at all. I mean, we're all still friends and everything, but I'll tell you, there would be nothing more fun to me in the world than just beating him in a race head to head. Just no funny stuff. Just let's go head to head on this.
Oh yeah, and there's going to be several guys that are like that too. There's some guys that want to come up here and get a shot at Timothy Latham, who's been dominant so far this season. And so that's what's going to be an interesting part is, we touched on it, was who you draft and when you draft. So you got a big part, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Oh, can you imagine the race? Here we go. So you got Michael Madden from the Truck Series. You've got Zachary Taylor from the Xfinity Series. And now you've got Timothy Latham that has back-to-back wins. So you've got three guys with 2 wins apiece. Could you imagine seeing them on the track against each other?
Oh, yeah, and that's what's going to be the best part is seeing these guys go head-to-head and really finding out, who is the best that night out of the league.
Well, we're about to find out who's the best tonight because we've got 23 laps to go. And again, Timothy Latham and Jake Rowell have been the class of the crew up here. But Mitch Rollo just has been sitting back there in third pretty much the entire night, just waiting for his moment. James Holzer has worked his way all the way up into fourth. You got Damian Leininger that's been up there in the top 5 pretty much all night long. You got Dean Brummett that's been sniffing that top 5 all night long as well. So these top 6 cars have pretty much been where they've been all night, and something's got to give here in 23 laps.
Absolutely, and again, this may not be our last yellow, but this restart's going to be so key because you want to be that control car. So hopefully Jake Rowell can get a great restart.
So Timothy Latham takes off, and let's see if he can get that outside position, and he will.
Yeah, he gets him clear, as you've seen Dean Brummett also getting clear of Damian Leininger as he's going to move into 5th. So Jake Rowell now has his sights set on Timothy Latham and not pulling away like he did last time.
And Holzer moves into 3rd past Mitch Rollo, and Dean Brummett moves past Damian Leininger into 5th place.
Yeah, these guys are going to be much more aggressive with only 22 laps. It's not very long here at Darlington. Much more aggressive this time than they were on the last restart. You see Brandon Browning getting around, but going to take him a tow around to the pits.
Yeah, man, he's just going to go ahead and remove himself from the race. Classy move by him to get out of the way and not to bring out that caution flag. I think everybody just wants to see this thing go green to see the contest between Jake Rowell and Timothy Latham.
Absolutely, and this is going to be key here. He's got to his bumper now. He's got to be patient. Hope that Timothy Latham makes a mistake, but if he does make a mistake, you got to be able to capitalize on it.
A lot of people are thinking the words bump and run right now, but if you do that this early, you run the risk of blowing your own engine. And so you have to wait on stuff like that until those last couple of laps. This is not the time to do it. So getting up to his bumper doesn't mean anything right now.
Absolutely, and even if you do move him out of the way, you still have that momentum that you got to carry through the corner. So, going to be very difficult to make that pass, but I think Jake can get it done. He's got to his bumper. He's got to be able to be patient and make that move cleanly.
And back a little ways, Jacob Smith getting side by side. Jay Gimble almost gets into Jacob Smith there.
Yeah, as you see Jay Gimble get a little bit loose there in the middle of the corner, able to regroup himself and get out of the corner. And clear Jacob Smith just barely as they both are they're racing pretty hard here for 15.
Yeah, they are. They are like going back and forth down the backstretch, almost running into each other. Both of them want that position. Neither one of them is willing to give it up.
Yeah, and hats off to Smith there with no front end, able to hold him off there and get clear of him.
And now Jake Rowell, 0.2 of a second behind Timothy Latham.
And yeah, you're just sitting here just hoping to make your continue to hit your marks here and wait for him to make a mistake. You know, maybe get in the wall a little bit or have him overdrive the corner. But you got to continue to put pressure on him. Just be there for the mistake.
Oh, we got a caution, and it's Jordan Sailors around.
And honestly, if you're Timothy Latham, you don't want to see this again. You've had good restarts the last couple of times, but you also got to be wary of those guys that spin their tires. And you don't want to be that guy that does it again.
So now's the question. 17 laps to go. Do you pit?
I say no. I want the track position. We proved that the older tires aren't really worse than the new tires. So I expect the leaders to stay out here. Maybe a guy mid-pack, maybe take a shot at it. But if I'm a leader, I'm staying out.
Jordan Sailors, just gets into the wall once again. And then just ditches it onto the inside wall.
Yeah, if his car isn't done, I know he's probably hoping this place is. Just a rough night here at Darlington. It's one of those tracks that can eat you up, and just had a tough night tonight.
Once again, all those rec replays sponsored by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. And you can see that Jordan Sailor's car just blew up there on pit road.
Yeah, unfortunate for him is he's going to go to the garage. Unfortunate starts the season, first 3 weeks.
So now Timothy Latham still leads this race, but his teammates are now the ones that are kind of coming forward. So Kyle Spees in 7th position, Bobby Brill in 10th position. So they've got 3 of the top 10.
Yeah, great run from Filthy 5. You know, the first couple of weeks haven't had this team success that they've had. Obviously, Latham winning the first 2 races, but really outside of Spees, they haven't really done much. So great run tonight for the team of Filthy 5 and hoping to move forward these other 2 cars.
So Jake Rowell in 2nd position, Jacob Smith in 9th, and Dean Brummett in 11th. So they've got 3 in the top 11 for Rowell Smith Racing. So definitely some team points that are desperately needed by that team. They've had 2 bad weeks, and now it's time for them to move on up.
Yeah, I believe Dean Brummett came down and pitted there. Kind of surprised decision there, being in the top 5 and having really a good car all night. Track position is so key here, so we'll see if he's able to get back up to where he's been running pretty much most of the night.
You know, that could be something really huge coming into the final laps.
Yeah, if he's able to get clear of these cars that are kind of on older tires or just, move his way to the field if this thing does stay green, he very well could end up in the front.
Yeah, even if there's another caution and these leaders have to consider once again, should we do this or not, then he could be sitting in the catbird seat.
Yeah, he's got a great car tonight, and he's proved that. So he's got to be patient here these last 15 laps, but also kind of be aggressive using those tires and get to the front.
So, yeah, the top 10 did not pit. And so the first car that did pit was Dean Brummett. Then you had Ted Reckich, Justin Boyles, Scott Kalal, Adam Pettit, Alan Dobbs. So a bunch of guys pitted because why not? If you're already back there behind 10th position, there's no reason not to pit.
Absolutely, and some of these guys may also still have a little bit of damage left that can get fixed. So trying to shore that up here, and hopefully this will be the last restart and can work their way forward.
And once again, we'll remind everybody that we do have this incredible race coming up for St. Jude. So revved up for the cause for St. Jude, Friday, February 26th at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So $20 to get in. So first place will pay out $200, second will pay out $100, third will pay out $50. It's going to be fixed setups at Daytona, but definitely everybody signed up for this thing. There are some kids out there in much worse scenarios than you or I could ever even imagine, and this is raising money to help try to find the cure for a disease for cancer that we have not found a cure for yet. So anybody that wants to get out there and race for this, anybody that wants to donate money to this, I mean, this place is right down the street from us, and we could not be prouder that a facility like that is in Memphis, Tennessee.
Absolutely, and I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting night, and it's going to be a fun night. Guys are going to come out there and have fun, knowing it's going to be for a good cause, and just get a good group of guys together and raise some money for a great cause.
All right, so let's reset the stage here. So 14 laps to go. Timothy Latham and Jake Rowell have dominated this entire race, but everybody behind them in the top 6 have really been there the entire time, just waiting for them to mess up. And now Timothy Latham gets the restart. And that wasn't as good of a restart as he wanted, I don't think. He'll still probably get the position, but he is not going to have any sort of a lead coming in this corner.
Yeah, our car back there, I believe it was Scott Healy, or the Reese's car back there, spun his tires and trying to check everybody up. But Jake Rowell on the tail of Timothy Latham trying to make this pass.
Then everybody behind.
Rowell sends him into the corner. Gave him the bump. Here's the run. Rowell to the inside.
And Rowell still was not able to get it all the and Rowell goes spinning. That's probably going to bring out the caution. Not sure if that was retaliation or what, but
wow. Woo. It looked like he may have tried to side draft him. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but just the way he was drove into that corner, it definitely looks like a Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott move there.
Well, let's go to the rec replay because this got crazy, and it got crazy fast.
Yeah, and if we can back it up to where Jake Rowell just shoved him off into the corner and, man, made the move here. Latham can't slow down, so he shoves him into the corner, gets him tight into the wall, and tries to make this move, and Latham says, no, sir.
So they're side by side, and, oh, yeah, it looks like, I don't know. That was, whew. There may have been a little bit of a left turn there.
Hey, as the old saying say, man, I race how I get raced, and I'm pretty sure that Latham did not appreciate Jake Rowell giving him that bump into the corner, and I'm sure Jake Rowell did not mean to give him that big of a bump, but unfortunate there. He had a great run going, and sometimes you got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, and then Brad Herman, an innocent bystander here. Oh, missed that one. Nowhere for him to go as Jake Rowell comes up off the wall.
And that's what's just unfortunate. These guys that have had great runs and that were caught up in that wreck and now basically moving to the back and going to have damage here with 10 laps to go. So that's unfortunate.
Wow. All right. Well, not sure we expected it, though. I don't think that we didn't expect it.
Hey, as Denny Hamlin said once before, that's just short track racing, baby. That was that's what's gonna happen. Temper Slayer, man.
Yeah, there will definitely be some temper slaying tonight in the Discord channel. I can guarantee you that. But
I'll be there, definitely. I'll definitely be in there
with popcorn. So James Holzer is going to bring in our second position now. Mitch Rollo right behind him. But Timothy Latham, and we don't know how much damage that gave Timothy Latham, honestly. So that is another thing that we need to be looking at, as well. As you can see, there's a little bit of damage there.
Yeah, and another thing too is what I noticed as well is whenever he did go around, Latham did check up, but Holzer got into the back trying to go low. So he may have damage on the back end, and he also may have damage here on James Holzer's front end. So Mitch Rollo may take advantage here. So we'll see on the restart just how great of a restart they get, and it may be underpowered.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's got some front-end damage there. That's Mitch Rollo. You can see it's a little bit of front-end damage from him as well. Damian still has that little crinkled up front as well. Kyle Spees up here with a crinkled front as well. I mean, it seems like everybody – forget the Darlington Stripe. This is the Darlington Pancake.
Oh, yeah. Everybody just trying to get this thing home, man. And it's really going to come down to maybe who has that cleanest car that has the power still to go. So we're going to find out here shortly, and hopefully this thing stays green to the end because we've had some great racing tonight.
quite literally everybody in the top 10 has this little crinkle. You can see it there on the front. That's Ted Rekich in 10th, Bobby Brill, Dean Brummett, Austin Reedy, Jacob Smith, Kyle Spees, Damian Leininger, Mitch Rollo, James Holzer, and finally our leader, Timothy Latham. So everybody has some front end damage.
Yeah, everybody's gotten in that wall tonight, man. It's such a difficult track. And again, man, this is one of those tracks that you can come home with a damaged car. We've seen it happen in real life, and it can also happen here. So pace car lights are off. We're going to have 7 laps to go when we go green. And as you see, Jacob Smith there, who has no front end, sitting in 6th place. So it's anybody's race right now.
Well, out there in the chat, Brian O'Shell says, well, Discord, here I come. And Brian O'Shell had a great paint out there tonight, and we just weren't able to show it because apparently something happened on lap 1 with him, so we weren't able to show that, and we apologize for that. But yeah, he's going to be out there in the Discord watching, definitely.
Yeah, man. So going to be a great restart here. Timothy Latham's going to really find out maybe what kind of damage he has on his front end, as well as James Holzer. So again, if you're Mitch Rollo, I think you're sitting pretty here. So your pick's looking pretty good right now.
Well, now, Filthy Five still has 3 in the top 10. So they've got Bobby Brill in 9th, Kyle Spees in 5th, and then Timothy Latham up here in the lead. And Timothy Latham is going to get that restart. And now, I mean, does Holzer even know what he's going to do here? Because he hasn't been in this position all night.
Yeah, you see several cars spin their tires there. Holzer not getting a good restart. It's Mitch Rollo's going to pull up to the inside of him and possibly take second away from him.
So they're going to go side by side. Mitch Rollo gets by for second position. Damian Leininger trying to make that move on James Holzer as well.
Yeah, Mitch Rollo with kind of a slide job there. Damian Leininger going to look to make the same move.
Holzer into the wall.
As Holzer gets into the wall, squeeze them up there.
And so that's going to basically bunch everybody up from 4th place going back. But up front, the battle is Timothy Latham and Mitch Rollo here.
Yeah, as you can see, Mitch Rollo is so much faster than Tim Latham here. As Timothy Latham clearly has damage, Mitch Rollo is going to look to the inside here, going in 3 or 4.
Yeah, and one thing that we've seen from Mitch Rollo in the past 3 weeks, he is extremely clean. He is not – I have not seen him put the bumper to anybody. And so that could help him or that could hurt him here. I'm not really sure which.
Yeah, you saw him beat to the inside there and didn't really be patient setting it up. He tried to get the pass but wasn't able to make the pass, so he's got to regroup here. He lost a little bit of time. 5 laps to go going down the backstretch.
All right, 5 laps to go. Timothy Latham has that 3-peat in his sights right now.
Yeah, but he also has that 96
Yellow
of
flag.
Mitch Rollo. Oh, that's going to change everything. Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, those were teammates. That was Jay Gimble and Tristan Bailey. I'm not sure if they got into each other or if that was just the way that it looked on the track, but we're going to go back and find out. Just like we always do here on Speed Racing Network. So it looks like Tristan Bailey just gets up into the wall. Adam Pettit barely makes it by Jay Gimble. Oh, Jay Gimble got some help there from Greg Wellen.
Yeah, he wasn't clear there, tried to avoid the wreck, and tried to get back into that corner and just didn't realize that he wasn't clear, and unfortunate there.
And again, this all started with Tristan Bailey getting into the wall. Jay Gimble not really having a place to go because Adam Pettit was right there in front, and that all just kind of caused a backup. And it looked like Greg Wellen just kind of got into the back there.
Yeah, unfortunately, several cars involved there, but hopefully able to get it repaired and get back out there.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, this is a narrow enough track. You can't go 3 wide here. That's not possible.
Oh, no, not at all. And that's going to be a result every time. But we're going to come back here with a green-white checkered. I'm guessing the leader stayed out. So we're going to reset the field here. Timothy Latham, the leader. Mitch Rollo, who on that last restart seemed to be faster with less damage, just hasn't made the pass yet. And Damian Leininger lining up 3rd. That is a huge advantage to him.
So Timothy Latham first. Mitch Rollo, who had a really great run on Timothy Latham there for a while, up in 2nd. Damian Leininger, who started off in third, is currently slotted in third. So nice consistency from him. James Holzer, who got up into the wall there, so he may have a little bit too much damage for something to happen. And then Dean Brummett, who has made some moves. He was back in 11th position, and now he's all the way up in 5th position on newer tires.
Yeah, so I was about to say, he is the one that has the freshest tires out of these guys. So don't be surprised if this thing doesn't go green to the end here and we get another restart, that he very well could move up into that third spot or get up here into one of these front spots and have a chance at it, at another restart.
And keep in mind also that Jake Rowell is Dean Brummett's teammate. And so if he gets up there to Timothy Latham, who knows?
Yeah, I kind of had that same situation and my truck race, and I'm not going to lie, it definitely crossed my mind. But maybe he's a little bit different to me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out if he gets there.
And so here we go. So we still got another lap under caution here. I think they're all just kind of getting set and ready for this thing. We've got 19 cars on the lead lap still, which is incredible. We thought this was going to be a complete and total mess, but it actually ended up not being nearly as bad as what we predicted.
Yeah, definitely one of our toughest tracks that we come to on the circuit. So great job to these guys keeping it clean for most of the race. And those that have survived tonight, man, you're rewarded with a great points night because you're going to be in that top half of the field where some of these guys that have been up front these first couple of weeks did not even finish the race. So if you're able to move up a couple more spots here in these last restart, get as much points as you can.
And so I'm just looking out there, and of course, let me see if there's any other cars that we really haven't taken a look at. We'll take a look at this one. So Ted Rekich, we didn't get the pre-picture from the actual driver, but this 91 Kodiak car, that is a classic car. It is very well known on the track.
Oh, yeah. Awesome paint scheme, man. I love the simplicity of it, and really makes that green pop, man, with that white. So awesome paint scheme.
So all these fun paint schemes, but it is coming down to Timothy Latham and Mitch Rollo side by side here.
And again, did not put Damian Leininger behind these guys, as well as Dean Brummett, who's starting third on the inside line. So he can get a good jump here with those fresh tires. So watch for a little bit of a tire spin maybe out of these leaders and try to get a good restart here for Timothy Latham.
And so the pace car is going to dive off. We're going to figure this whole thing out as Timothy Latham gets the restart with Mitch Rollo on his outside, and off they go.
Leininger spun his tires just a little bit. Mitch Rollo able to clear him. He's going to have the advantage here going into 2 or going into 1 right behind Timothy Latham.
And so we will see exactly where they come out on this first turn, but Mitch Rollo right there with them.
He's got to set up this pass here. He's got to set this pass. We got a car in the wall.
That was Jacob Smith up in the wall. He was up in 6th place. Mitch Rollo right on the bumper.
He got to his bumper a little bit, got into him. He's going to put a little bit more pressure here, going to the 1 and 2. White flag.
Here we go. Oh, and they're wrecking behind him, but it doesn't matter. White flag's already out.
Mitch Rollo trying to catch this run. He's going to try to outbrake him here and dive underneath him. Coming out of 2. He puts pressure on him.
Oh, he is within 1/10 of a second. This could be it right here.
Rollo peeking low. He's going to get into him a little bit. They both hit the wall. Rollo goes low. Coming off the corner, Timothy Latham's going to hold him off and win at Darlington. The 2 tough to tame 200.
Three-peat for Timothy Latham.
What a drive by him, man. Great job off the corner, able to hold off Mitch Rollo. What a ditch effort from Mitch Rollo. Great driving from these guys. And hats off to our three-peat winner, Timothy Latham.
Wow, and that was a survive. That was whew. Like I said, I'm sure nothing but respect from Mitch Rollo to Timothy Latham there, and I'm sure Timothy understands that, especially on that last lap of a move there. But Timothy Latham comes out the winner once again, 3 times in a row.
Oh yeah, and he earned this one every bit, man. Yeah, great job. Got out front when he needed to in the pit road, whenever Roel slid his pit stall, and really just took advantage of it, man. Was able to keep it out front, and he earned this one tonight, definitely.
And so great donuts there, which we have seen for the past 3 weeks, obviously. And so Timothy Latham will maintain his lead here in the Speed Racing Network Cup Series.
Yeah, and if you're Mitch Rollo, you come home just short, man. You've had a great 3 weeks. Just continue to run great, man. I cannot wait to get him in the booth and talk to him, and just to see what was going through his mind there in that last lap.
I'm definitely sure we will hear it. But let's start off. I'm wondering, and maybe we can get our researchers on this, but I'd like to know, is this the same top three that we had last week?
I believe so.
This could be the first for us here, where it's the same. It is, and it is the same order as well. And Holzer was in fourth as well. So the top four, the same exact top four as last week. Amazing.
Yeah, these guys are kind of showing their strength now. So that's interesting.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get Damien up here and talk to him just a little bit. Hey, Damien, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth, man. How's it going?
How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Another third place finish, and we were just talking. So the top four was the exact same as last week at Kentucky as well. So what is it about you four here up at the front?
I don't know. I thought Roel was going to be up here for a while until all that craziness happened right there about lap 130. But I don't know. I mean, I feel I battled all race. I messed myself up and spun the tires and caused a big accident there, and just tried to recover all day, and got up here to where I think I should have belonged. And I don't think I had anything for those top guys at all.
Well, I look down here in the standings, and you got 4 of your Red guys in the top 16, man. What can you say about your team tonight with all the carnage that went on early, but able to survive the night and get a great, team points night for you guys? And also you come home in third with Alan Dobbs coming home in seventh, who didn't even have a front end for majority of the race. So what's your thoughts on them?
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely, they absolutely killed it tonight. We put in a lot of work through this week. I mean, hosted many, many practice sessions, and I think myself alone, I turned probably 200, 300 laps this week alone just at this track. The setup was a little weird because it's most likely supposed to be a night setup, and we were running it for a day race. So it was kind of, you had to manage your temperatures, and you had to manage, it being a little bit looser than you would like, and then tighten it up really quick. So, they put in the work and really put into to make this a successful team week, and I think we showed that.
Well, definitely. I mean, great for the team, but great for you also. And I mean, how much of a confidence boost is it that you're able to run with these guys even when you don't think you have the car that you had?
Yeah, it's a big confidence boost, especially after that first week at Chicagoland. I really struggled there, and got into a wreck, and I was pretty down. And to come back in back-to-back weeks and get P3 in both of those, and looking forward to a road course next week, which is something I really very much enjoy. It's going to be interesting. It's big confidence boost, and we'll see what road ringers can pull out for next week.
Sounds good, man. Well, we'll definitely see you on the road next week at Daytona Road Course. What are your projections for that?
It's going to be, I honestly don't know because I've never ran a road course with these guys. So I don't know who's a road ringer, who's not, and, who really struggles. And a big thing about the road races are just it's not throwing down the fastest lap. It's about throwing down the most consistent laps and keeping it on track all the time. So, we've seen a lot of guys push it a little too hard and get in over their heads. And that's what causes a lot of these accidents. So it's going to be interesting for next week, especially a track as technical as that Daytona road course where it's it's not a track that we know a lot like a Watkins Glen or maybe a Sonoma from what we see a lot. So, you're going to have to be very, very precise on what you do.
Well, man, I cannot wait to see what happens there. Good luck to you. Good luck to your team. And we will see you next week at Daytona Road Course.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. All right. Before we get into our second place finisher, we forgot to go through the actual finish list. So Timothy Latham up front for Filthy Five, then Mitch Rollo in second for R&D Motorsports, Damian Leininger in third for Rev Racing, James Holzer in fourth for Team SRN, and Dean Brummett from Royal Smith Racing up in fifth.
In sixth, you had Ted Reckage for Team SRN. Seventh, Alan Dodds for Red Racing. Eighth, Austin Reedy for Bronco Motorsports. And Jacob Smith comes home in ninth for Roel Smith Racing. And Greg Wellen in 10th for H2K Motorsports.
Scott Kalal had a nice consistent drive for 11th place for Team SRN. Kyle Spees for Filthy Five Motorsports in 12th. Brandon Key from Rev Racing in 13th. Shane Good from Royal Smith Racing in 14th. Jake Rowell from Royal Smith Racing after leading most of the race back there in 15th.
Adam Pettit comes home in 16th, last car in the lead lap. Timothy Rutherford finished 17th. Justin Bowles finishes 18th for R&D Motorsports. Bobby Brill 19th for Filthy 5, and Jaden Gimble for Bronco Motorsports in 20th.
Definitely. So let's see if we can't get Mitch in here. And again, it's going to be interesting just talking to him a couple weeks in a row as second place finisher. But hey, Mitch, Sean and Byron up in the booth. How's it going?
Oh, that was kind of crazy.
That was a crazy, crazy finish, and we're definitely going to ask you about that finish because we were wondering what was going to happen on that last lap. So take us through it.
First of all, I just want to say that I think Roel deserved to win that race. He was the fastest car all night. Outran me and Latham by a good second and a half or 2 seconds on the long runs. I don't know how he was doing it, but after that all transpired, after Latham turned left into his right rear quarter panel on the straightaway, I knew coming to the last lap that I wasn't going to race him as clean as I usually would, and tried to get into him there and get him up out of the groove, and almost got it done. Just couldn't get the grip down below the white line there in 3 and 4 on the last lap. So all in all, finishing second is usually pretty good, but tonight's a pretty frustrating one for sure. I was right there. I was real close.
Yeah, you had a great run all night, and you're actually Sean's pick tonight before the race. So we had some confidence in you, and you got it done again there for another podium. What can you build on this going into Daytona next week? Are you a road course guy, and or is that one that you're looking, try to get maximum points as possible?
I love road courses. I love them. So we'll go to Daytona next week, and we'll try and finally win one of these things and not finish second or third. I always criticize Kyle Busch for kind of being upset with second and third place finishes, but I feel like I'm right there. I was a little bit down on speed tonight, but for one of my worst tracks that we're going to this year, I'll definitely take that second and see what we can do next week at Daytona.
Oh, man, we cannot wait to see what happens there at Daytona because I think that's going to separate a lot of these teams out. And I know your team, you being up in second place, and then the next two finishers were 17th and 18th, which is still better than half the field. But what are the aspirations as far as getting this team moved up this team standings?
The amount of bad luck this team has had is just unbelievable. I was saying that all of us except me got caught up in that restart on I guess that I don't even know what lap it was, I forget, but a lot of our guys got taken out on that restart. So just another week of getting caught up in stuff that wasn't our fault, and at the end of the day, we just got to the luck has got to turn around at some point.
Well, man, luck for you, the third place, second place. I mean, at some point it's got to come. We had confidence in you tonight, buddy, and don't worry, we'll have confidence in you later on this season too.
Hey guys, I just want to thank you guys for the broadcast once again and the league for putting this show on. Definitely a lot of fun racing with these guys, and we'll come back next week and try to win the thing.
All right, buddy. Well, have a great night. We'll see you next week at Daytona Road Course.
Guys, have a good night.
All right, let's get Timothy Latham and talk to him about all this stuff. So actually, I thought he had left the chat. No, he's still here. We're good. Hey Timothy, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Could be better for the results, but I'm in there. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of back and forth, just depending on which position you're in and that sort of thing. But hey, bringing home third win in a row. Congratulations on the three-peat.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't want to win races like that, but I got pushed into the corner, put in a wall, so I don't like being raced like that. So if you race me like that, I'm gonna race you the same way. And I hate it for the people that got collected in that, but I'm not gonna stand for that.
Yeah, and that's tough. But you find yourself back out front again on that last restart. What was your thoughts? When that yellow came out and you had to go to the green, white, checkered. Coming to that restart, knowing that they may not race you as clean as you would like typically.
Yeah, I knew Mitch was he's a little aggressive. I knew he's the type that would push me and try to get me out of the way to get a win. So I was fully expecting that, and I don't blame him. Green, white, checkered, 2 to go, 1 to go, whenever. I fully expected that. So was a little worried about it. We got a little damage from that last incident, and we were a little slow down the straightaway, so he was catching me in the 3 every time. I'm just glad that he did let off when he was behind me and beside me and didn't fence me into the last lap. But yeah, I was a little worried there at the end, but we pulled it off, and I'm just thankful that we did.
Well, you had there was a moment there that there was 3 of the Filthy Five in the top 10, and then it ended up with you being up in first, obviously, and then Kyle Spees in 12th, and then Bobby Brill back in 19th. So I mean, granted, you're probably still going to have the team lead, but what do you have to do in this road course coming up to extend that lead?
Just same thing every week. Practice, and go out there and try to be the fastest car out on the track. I know I wasn't the fastest tonight, but we pulled through. So hopefully we can keep that streak going and get a 4th win.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations tonight with the 3-peat, and then I know that you enjoy those road courses, so going out for a 4th next week.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I know you're going to ask me who I want to thank.
I always do.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do it now. Obviously, you guys put on a great show every week. It's fun to rewatch the broadcast after I'm finished. See all the action going on. I want to thank my teammates for hanging in there at the end. I know we didn't get the results that we wanted, but we should be sitting pretty in the points lead still, so that's always good. And obviously, I want to thank Silverback Tax Solutions, Griffith CPA firm, for again having faith in me to put this car in victory lane every week.
All right, buddy. Well, we will let you go. Get back to celebrating. Congratulations on a great night. Definitely up front the entire time tonight. So congratulations on that, and we'll see you next week at Daytona Road Course.
All righty. See you then.
All right, Byron. So, kind of catching our breath now, but we got to go to Daytona.
Yeah, and the action won't stop, man. Again, you heard those guys. They're a couple road warriors, so I expect those guys to be back out front next week. Also, some guys going to be joining them, and don't be surprised if some of those Xfinity guys come up. I know Marshall Layton's a road course guy, so I expect him to come out next week. So, going to be a fun time down in the desert or down in the beach of Daytona.
Yep. So that's next week with these same Cup drivers, and so they'll be going 200 miles. But our very next broadcast is the Truck Series. We're going to be going to Daytona as well for that road course. 125 miles on the trucks. I mean, that's only 35 laps, but it's going to be a fun 35 laps.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this one. Just not a road course guy myself, but we'll get out there and try to keep the car on track and really just come home with the points day. That's all I'm looking forward to. But it's going to be a good time, and I hope everybody turns in.
All right, everybody, come back and join us Wednesday, January 28th, for that Road to Daytona 125 in the Truck Series. But for right now, my name is Sean Griffith, along with Byron McDonald. And everybody, just remember to go faster.